desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly! I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
भर दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo.
Distrutto.
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going.
Unlimited ammo.
Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off. Precision bombing. One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard! Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor. ¡Ah!
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por pila contigo. Distrutto. That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going.
Unlimited ammo. Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Welcome one, welcome all to the first day ever of our Farlight Cup. It is insane. We got to see from the ACC series a lot of challengers that were able to just showcase what Farlight 84 is all about. And I mean action, vehicles, guns blazing, and everything in between. Here at the Farlight Cup, there's something new is brewing. But before anything else, allow me to introduce you guys to our lovely panel over here. My name is Likeable, and I will be your host. And today we have Miss Honeyglaze with a double E, and of course, Osiris with a sheesh with a all of the riz.
With the riz.
Riz.
Wait, hold on a second. I saw that there was a switch over here. Are you Honeyglaze now?
I am Honeyglaze now.
How is it? How is the riz?
Well, I have been rizzing it all.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. We've got a stacked panel over here, and we've got stacked matches coming up ahead. Now, I know that everybody's been psyched because we recently had a patch over here, and I don't want to dwell too much on the patch notes because it has been over a week since it's been released.
Yeah.
But I want to know what your thoughts are since it has been released. I know there has been an adjustment period, but how are you liking it?
I love the MKR revamp. It really puts a lot onto the table, especially if you wanted to rotate with the sky roaming. And we've been playing a lot with Autolus, and he's been playing a lot of MKR. And
Wait, Mr. Watchman has been playing
yes.
MKR?
He already got the red mastery onto the capsular. That's why he is trying different capsulars, and definitely sky roaming is something that you want to look for, especially right now in PC.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it has been feeling really, really unique between all of those heroes who has been really unique within their tactical skills, especially with Maggie, who has been really will change up a bit with the tactical skill.
Yeah, exactly. The tactical role is in motion already.
Yeah.
And we did have an interview before with one of our content creators here on Farlight 84, and I'm talking about Super MJ. I don't want to spoil too much, but I heard that he's going to be playing in today's tournament, so that's something to look forward to, you guys. But he did mention how he loves the Maggie patch so much because it not only offers more mobility, but of course, the tactical role purifying you, reloading your gun for you. It's so OP right now.
Yeah, I just want to touch also with the cleanse being part of the tactical role, because playing into PC, I think that Yong might be one of that juicy capsular that you can use, because it's pretty easy to use it compared to mobile, which is pretty small. So I think Yong might be a possibility in today's games.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's so easy, and it's so wide, and it's so long to navigate wherever the enemies are when you have a Yong.
You know what? Let's actually talk about that. I don't want to compare too much between mobile and, of course, the desktop version. But I do understand that there are going to be differences when it comes to the metas and the playstyle in general. Because mechanically wise, we can't deny that there are differences between the two. So you mentioned Yong. I want to know about snipers. Do you think that there are going to be more snipers this time around, Honeyglaze?
I think so, since I have been sniped a lot by a Phantom user, especially when I'm grinding every night. It's so annoying, but I do agree that it might be really easier to use the sniper here.
Yeah, and definitely quick scoping. One of our Phantom connoisseur is Berting Magiting from our Filipino broadcast. So definitely Phantom is much more easier. But the thing is, it's a bit more challenging because you know that mobile offers aim assist.
Yeah.
But definitely here at PC, it's all about skills.
I also think that when it comes to the PC version, there is just a bigger picture. I mean that literally, because you have more resolution on your screen. You can kind of see more of the pixels of the enemies as they approach. So it's just easier to see the distance as you may. That's why I'm assuming that there will be more snipers today. But what about vehicles? Do you think that there will be a change in the vehicles? Or we did see a lot of like rocket tarantulas, blazing infantry. Is that still going to be the meta coming into this tournament?
Well, with the recent changes of the Blazing Infantry, definitely still out there, one of the vehicle that needs to be respected. And the rotation, of course, might affect the play of this teams.
I gotta agree. I really love the update right now. Since it's always rotating, you don't always use the Blazing Infantry, but it's still annoying since it has a +1 all the way from the back, right?
You know what, Honeyglaze? I heard that you love the patch right now so much that you end up playing up until what, 6 a.m.?
Yeah, gamer hours. Normal gamer hours.
Yeah, so if you guys are into those hours of gaming, Honeyglaze might be the teammate that you're looking for, because she's kind of insane. She reaches that level. She's actually let go of Berting from her squad because Berting fell asleep.
No, sleep is for the weak.
Oh,
Yeah.
no!
Sleep is for the weak.
You called Berting weak.
No, I'm saying that Berting needs to wake up more. Right? He
Wake
needs to
up
play
more? Why?
I mean, just to play Farlight, right?
Why don't you play with her? Are you up for the challenge of staying up late just to play Farlight?
I don't think
I'm
Osai
too-
has the reason.
I believe I'm too old for, for too much
I have 2 more
sleep.
stamina.
the uncle
Yeah.
energy is coming back here on the panel. So we kind of talked about some of the things that we are looking forward to. Let's take a look at the team names as
Yeah.
well. I already mentioned that I feel like Super
Ooh.
MJ's team is going to
Ooh.
be playing over here. But let's see if there are more familiar names over here. Okay, easy sweep right then and right there and then. We can see it,
yeah.
Osiris.
Yeah, and the big question right now is also, we already witnessed ACC. If there's any team that also wants to branch out outside the mobile era and wanted to go for this PC, as we are looking some names that might be connected to those teams.
Exactly.
Well, but we don't have any confirmation, but the possibility, of course.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that NCG, SR Nakage, is not here, since we all know for a fact that NCG has been really playing a lot and different game titles. So
Yeah.
maybe next week.
That's true. I was going to say that we have roughly around 3 weeks of the Farlight
Yeah.
Cup. And most likely, we'll see some familiar names come into play as the weeks progress. I mean, Tyrant Dogs could be affiliated with Tyrant Esports
Yeah.
for all we know. We
yeah.
also saw Shinigami, maybe affiliated with
Shinigami
Shinigami Tenshi, which are names that are familiar with the current pro scene, or at least in the mobile side of Farlight 84. I'm just so excited because whenever we have the first day of the tournament, it kind of sets the tempo of where the tournament or the direction of this pro scene is going to head off to. So do you think, Honey Glaze, that this is going to be an explosive day ahead?
I heard Dash a while ago, or rather yesterday, that it might be really chaotic for this day, since it's the Blazing Infantry Day. So yeah.
Ooh, blazing and guns blazing indeed, as this is let's say PC much more comfortable for mouse
Yeah.
and keyboard coordination, and just easy for third person or shooter, so might be more of those pushes or kills instead of ratting it out, but still a possibility if you really wanted to back onto that points.
Okay, now that you talk about pushes and whatnot, how do you think the utility shuffle is going to be?
Ooh.
Because I understand that there will be some sort of difference here. I feel like, how should I say this? I feel like in terms of how players interact with each other, it's going to be more streamlined, or the communications would be
Yeah.
clearer this time.
Yeah, I believe so. That because most of the teams right now, especially mobile, that we saw a lot of team fights, a lot of team clashes. That's why Lucinda peak rate has been spiking up. We are seeing a lot of Lucinda for even a pub games, right?
yeah, I do agree that Lucinda has been really phenomenal using in those kind of utilities that creates a lot of pressure, especially
Yeah.
on so much engagements. And imagine if it is comboed up with the Cypher. The
that's
EMP
gonna
is
be
just going to be
insane.
an OP.
Well, you already mentioned Lucinda. Does that mean we're going to see more shotguns this time around? Because
Oh,
we've been
yeah,
looking
with
for
the
that and
passive.
throughout the esports of Farlight 84.
Huge possibility, as we are looking more snipers and a possible more shotguns, because as what we mentioned, it might be easier for a mouse to take aim.
Yeah, to just change up the guns, right?
Yeah, at least we're
That is
getting
true.
diverse. The guns are being diverse right now, especially that we're seeing some AKs, we're seeing still Jupiter, but not as priority as before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Jupiter 6 right now. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I used to love that pre-patch, but right now, I feel like because the bullet size has gotten smaller, it's just so
hard
so
to
much
aim.
harder. Yeah, it's so hard to click on heads over here. What is your new favorite gun now, though?
I'm going in with the generator, since it's usually the
I
first
love
gun
the
I keep
generator.
on picking up. So I've been lucky, since generator has a good potential, since when it comes to the rapid rate, it's just equal as Jupiter has somehow.
Yeah, and I want to go with M4, the same
Oh,
as
same.
yeah. I tried M4 last night.
right? Jupiter with the full accessory. M4 definitely also shares the same element.
Oh my goodness, it's so hard to decide, but I don't want you guys to have conflicts in your head. So instead of deciding what your favorite gun is going to be in the game, why don't I go ahead and just give away a code for you guys? Yeah, how does 1,000 coins sound to you guys? You guys like that? Would you like some coins?
I
Yes.
will open
Okay,
my
nice,
Farlight
nice, nice. We're going to be giving away 1,000 coins to our lucky 1,000 viewers, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
So maybe that is you, but you need to check it out. You need to input the code right now, because we're going to flash it on your screens in 3, 2, actually it's here.
Yeah, as easy as that.
Farlight
Fine.
PC is the code for today. Easy enough. Yeah.
Another additional for the coins when you wanna go and unlock another hero.
Yeah. So many
unlock Cypher, bro.
capsulers to unlock, right? What's your next
I'm looking at
capsuler?
Cypher.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Looking for MKR. I wanna do some sky roaming and win the game
It sounds
by just
fun,
hiding.
He's gonna be a rat, a sire rat? Question mark. Anyway,
Rat
scratch that.
Cyrus.
You didn't hear anything. Let's look at our viewer milestone rewards because you guys get rewards for every time that you invite your friends and family over to our broadcast. See, you got your elite chest, legend chest. I'm doing the opposite way. Rocket Trail, Bar 95 skin, Sienna skin, and an all-around pack. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that the all-around pack would fit you perfectly when you do your sky roaming.
Yeah, especially if you're doing the horizontal dash and vertical dash. If you're playing Maggie, definitely the cooldown reduction from that air zoom will show a lot of your trails and backpacks.
I'm looking at Sienna right now. I think I know what hair I wanna go for next time.
Are you inspired by Sienna today? Be
Yeah,
honest.
actually,
That's
I'm
so
maining
cute.
Sienna and Mama right now.
Oh, that's
Sienna
so
Glaze.
nice.
Sienna Glaze.
She a support man.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Support main.
Yeah. No, I like scouts now.
Oh,
No, because
what
of
a
the
change of
patch.
heart.
Yeah, because I also like the idea of seeing the HP of my enemies.
Oh,
yeah.
And then I get so hyper fixated on the HP bar. Like, I want to empty it so bad.
Yeah, shoot it.
I need to shoot them. I need to turn it. I need to turn that
Eyes
white
on the
bar
goal.
into red.
Yeah,
That is
definitely.
the goal. What is your go-to?
Still the same, Cypher. We are loyal, Cypher, even from different.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I mean, I don't think that Cypher is gonna go out of the meta
Yeah,
anytime
PMC
soon.
shop.
The utility just offers so much space and so much value for your entire team. Any team would appreciate having a Cypher.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. With the patch and all of the changes and day number 1 of everything, I'm so excited to see what is in store for us for Farlight Cup day number 1. But before we get to that point, guys, we are going to go off to a quick break. But when we return, the action continues.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsulers, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off. Precision bombing. One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
shot, so you better not miss.
बढ़ दिया गया मेरे को el propulsor.
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo. Distrutto.
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going.
Unlimited ammo. Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Nag-isa pa ako. At dito ang inyong Hugot Tandem for Farlight 84. At nagbabalik tayo dito sa Tagalog broadcast ng ating Farlight Cup for PC naman this time. So last na nakita nyo kami, mobile yung ating platform. Pero this time, syempre, iibahin natin ng very, very light. Kaya naman, this is more exciting than ever. So ikaw, kamusta ka naman ngayong gabing ito, Aya? Anong masasabi mo? Nakakatapos lang ng ating mobile platform. Nandito na agad tayo sa PC.
Gusto kong sabihin, grabe ba? Ang bilis! Ang bilis ng mga pangyayari katulad dito sa ating Farlight Cup. And I'm as excited as ever kasi nga makakasama ko ang aking kahugot tandem. So, guys, sa mga nanonood dyan, expect more of our hugots mamayang onti lamang. Pero syempre, because this is our first finals para sa ating Farlight Cup, talagang mas nakakakaba at inaabangan syempre natin kung sino nga kaya yung mga kupunan na mananaig dito sa ating bakbakan.
Yes, actually very exciting kasi when we had a community cast for Farlight PC, I actually am seeing the same names na sumali doon. So there are a lot of familiar team names here and players at the same time. So I am very excited kung ano yung papakita nila sa atin ngayon kasi nakapag-warm up na sila sa mga ibang tournaments. And now, na Farlight mismo yung nagbigay ng tournament na ito. Di syempre, mas exciting
Red alert
pa.
na pala?
Oo nga, hindi ko napansin. Napakabilis, no? Pero syempre, ayaw na namin kayong bitinin pa. Kaya naman, simulan na natin agad ang ating napipintong bakbakan.
Grabe, talagang napipintong bakbakan kasi sure ako na ripe na rin yung ating mga players to start this game. And because this is our first game, talagang magsiset to ng mood para sa ating mga kupunan.
Definitely. And this is going to be the first of many battles na makikita natin sa mga susunod pa na linggo. Kaya naman tignan natin kung paano tayo papakitaan ng mga players na ito. And sa ilang sandali lamang makikita natin yung ating capsule path. At ito na nga, medyo nasa bandang ibaba tayo. Southeastern going to the northwestern portion of our map. Pero actually, hindi ito masyadong north. Kasi kung papansinin mo, sa bandang gitna natapos yung ating capsule path. So meaning to say, medyo mas mahirap for those that are usually dropping sa northern parts ng ating mapa.
medyo mahihirapan nga. Pero as we said before, yung capsule path natin dito is not really much of a problem kasi parang kahit saan sa mapa, pwede nilang mapuntahan. Just like as our Team 13 is now moving towards the Sanctuary Tower, kasabay din nila yung ating Team number 8. So that means na abot pa rin naman kahit medyo dulo, pero ang maganda dito, kanya-kanya yung iba nating mga kapunan. So we just have a few na merong battle ngayon. Uy, bakbakan, agad-agad. Meron ng first blood dito. Grabe si Ghost. Mahilig kaya mang Ghost to. Kaya yun yung kanyang pangalan. Medyo sinisimula na po namin yung mga hugot dito.
Maaga yung hugot natin, pero sana naman hindi na ako napakasakit talagang mag-ghost. Na-experience mo na ba yun?
Parang aalis na po ako.
Oo, medyo sakit, pero ayun naman, medyo maaga-aga yung nakikita nating bakbakan dito. As we can see sa kill feed natin, sunod-sunod na rin yung mga nagiging elimination. So sana naman magamit ng maayos yung second chance na yan dahil hindi lahat nabibigyan ng second chance.
At hindi lahat deserve mabigyan ng second chance. Kasi syempre, yung iba sinasayang lang talaga, pero to hindi sinasayang yung mga bullets dahil sakto-sakto at Nuestra Yuri na maalam agad-agad.
Oo, Team 4 natin dito. As you can see, nakakuha ka agad ng 2 eliminations. Tingnan natin kung babalikan pa sila ng mga kalaban. Pero sinusubukan tumakas ng ating Team number 1 dito. Kosa natin. Tingnan natin kung aabot yung basta ng ating iba mga kakosa dito. Pero
grabe!
Medyo nakakahabulan tayo dito. Bumabaan na nga ng tuluyan. Without placing in practice, sinusubukan tumakas. Tingnan natin makakatakas pa ng tuluyan. Very low na HP. Wala na ring shield. Nagtatatalon-talon dito. Pero mukhang napabagsak din.
Grabe.
At hindi kinaya.
Grabe, talagang hindi kinaya. Pero nakita natin dun, ginawa nila yung strategy, Quintoyo, na sumakay dun sa vehicle ng kalaban. So, parang magandang pang-highlight yung hindi ka ma-damage, walang magawa.
Hindi, sabi kasi nila, if you can't beat them, join them.
Ayan.
Yun talaga sinabuhay talaga nila yung pangyayari na yun. But right here, as you can see, our players are just going for that car play na tinatawag. Medyo chill-chill lang din sila dito kanyang titignan, pero hindi chill! Sa ibang parte ng ating mapa kung saan nagkakaroon ng bakbakan. Team 6 naman natin ang bagsak this time, pero Team 4 pa rin natin dito. Parang kanina pa merong hinahamon. Talagang laban kung laban. Ako, ayun na nga at nagkabagsakan.
Grabe, nagkabagsakan agad-agad. Sino nga kaya ang mananaig as our Team 4 is just healing up right now? Makakapag-reset pa kaya bago makapag-push ang ating mga Nuestra? Ano kaya ang kanilang inu-Nuestra sa mga oras to? 1v1 is our situation. Pinaulanan dito ng EMP shock, pero na-shock din si pari natin dong Cypher at siya naman ngayon ang nabaliktad. Meanwhile, AIM is trying to go for that aim, pero yung ating Nuestra dito mukhang all goods, no? Kahit medyo nawindang at nahak ang kanilang system coming from that Cypher kanina, mukhang all goods naman at sila ang nagwagi sa laban na yun.
Oo, dabi natin dito. Ayan, with that generator. So going back to what our panelists were saying, mas gusto ko din tong generator.
Ako din.
Kasi if everyone can have it, I don't want it.
Oh!
Ano yung Jupiter na yan? Ako, etsa puwera ka muna sa akin. But here, as you can see, still going for that car play, kagaya na sinasabi natin kanina. Still the same strategy for team number 6 natin without gunning bote. Ready lang magpaikot-ikot. Mukhang sila yung may balak magpaikot-ikot ng kalaban. Samantalang, ito, team 6 pa rin natin. May kanya-kanya talaga silang mga sasakyan. But Yuri from Nuestra is now the Reaper. Tingnan natin kung hanggang kailan ba siya magiging Reaper o kung siya ba ay mamamaalam na sa kamay ng mga.
Grabe, no? Ang maganda ron kasi parang redeeming moment niya. Kasi kanina siya yung namaalam early. So ngayon siya naman yung Reaper. That is a good comeback coming from him. Ngayon naman natin Team 13, they're just roaming around the area. Tamang pasyal-pasyal lang. At mukhang safe naman sila dito. But the problem is they are outside of that zone, which means they have to push forward a bit later. Pero yung iba, mukhang may napipintong laban din for our team number 7. Easy sweep. Masisweep kaya nila yung ating kabilang koponan, which is our team number 6, ating mga Fatal. Will this be fatal for them as they're already pushing Super MJ right now? Maging fast kaya ang kanyang movements at yung medyo nadalin si Butcher. Siya naman ang na-butcher ng ating tropa, ang Super MJ. Going for that spray once again. Si Voxes medyo iniwasan yung bala. May iwasan pa kaya with that pero sumapit yung bala at nahagip ang kanyang buhay. Now they are aiming for that revenge para kay Super MJ pero mukhang hindi na pumapalag Team 6 natin as they are being on that fatal move. Sila naman ang naging fatal ang lagay. Super MJ with one more kill and that will be somehow it for team number 6. Pero ang maganda dito, may second chance nga, babalik, mapaparindigan nga kaya nila.
Oh, and Super MJ is actually one of our top players nga dito, and you can see as to how well he was able to defend himself kahit nakasasakyan pa yung kalaban. Pero dito naman sa parte na ito, as you can see, we have team number 5 going up against our team number 12. Bagsakan kung bagsakan na nangyayari, bulakan kung bulakanin. Bulakan!
Parang panitod ka!
Ako panitod ka doon! But anyway, as you can see, team number 5 here struggling against our team number 12. And the scene na natin dito, as you can see with that shotgun in hand, mukhang getting ready na against our other enemies. Pero ayun na, medyo nakakagulo na nga tayo dito, nakakain po tayo. Uy, parang kala ko kalaban, dinaanan lang pala.
Kinabahan ka doon.
Bakit mas kinakabahan ako para sa
Kasi,
kanila?
alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit ba?
Ikaw yan, no? Si Babe Cutie.
Ay, oo. Ako talaga yan. So, kaya
may tatanong ako sa'yo. Pero
Ano ba
teka
yan?
lang, meron pang bakbakan yung may magtanungan dahil nagkakapalitan na tayo ng incendiary. They are being damaged right now. Pero ang tanong, magpupush ba? Bababa ba yung mga nasa taas? And they are also having a bit of that struggle. And one more is down for the other side. Team 12, sumisilip lang sa may Gedli. Elijah, ano kaya ang kanyang gagawin? Sinusubod na from above and from below. Mukhang iniipit doon ang ating mga tropa at nadali na ng tuluyan. Pero kasi nga, babalik tayo, no? Feeling ko ikaw si Babe Cutie.
Bakit?
Kasi may babe ka na eh. Meron na nga ba?
Ay, di mo sure?
Ay! Wala pa pala. Pero ito na nga. Queen Toyo, meron ng panibagong bakbak.
Oo, and as you can see, mukhang maaga-agang bagsakan dito for our team number 13. Medyo nakakaubusan na nga tayo ng mga abilities natin dito. Talagang nakakagulo, malala na tayo dito. Hindi na napansin natin yung ating kalaban dito! Oh, and that was a really quick elimination kasi nga hindi napansin isang player natin from team number 11 na nasa likod na pala niya yung team number 13. And so yun pa yung nakadali sa kanya.
Oo, kasi yun talaga yung mga bagay. Masyado ka nagfo-focus sa ibang bagay. Hindi mo alam, meron na palang nandun na gustong manakit sa'yo. Pero ito, ako si Sham, ano kayang gagawin? Tamang ikot lang with this blazing infantry. And as they go around the map, they will be meeting other teams na possible nila makalaban pero naiwanan nila ng very, very light. And they will just go for that late rotation. Sabay lang tayo sa pagsara ng ating search zone. Pero ito, Spiff, search mo ang sinusearch dito. Uy, si Kuyo. Si Kuyo cute yan. Kuyo cute. Pero si Lob ang dumadali sa kanya. Pero he is much alive because of a bit of that cover. Kumbaga, yun yung kanyang naging fortress. Pero, mabdedepensahan kaya niya. Yan. Si Lob is now here. Si Kuyo cute. Kumukyut sa mga oras na tatakbo ka pa pare. Ano kayang kanyang gagawin? Huling bullet na lang. Pero napakagaling. Nakaiwas pa. Grabe, na-stuck.
Nako po, yun talaga yung mahirap eh. As he was trying to get away, medyo mababa na rin kasi talaga yung HP niya. Kaya naman very expected na isang bala na lang talaga yung magiging katumbas niya. And so our team number 10 right here with 7 eliminations, I would say medyo marami-rami na.
Yes.
Pero kaya pang dagdagan yan. And if we take a look at our map right now, there's only a couple of teams that are right inside of our circle, whereas karamihan nasa labas pa. And looks like they're now preparing to get inside of the circle. Kasi kung tutuusin, maluwag pa naman yung circle na meron tayo. So it's not going to be that much of a struggle for other teams, but for our teams 15 and 2, most likely, pahirapan ito.
Talagang pahirapan kasi kailangan mo na lang ubusin yung kabilang kumpanya. Speaking of ubusin, nauubos na yung shield ng ating tropa from our team number 2 sa ating mga fan boys, courtesy of our team 15 sa ating mga mess with the beast. Don't mess with the beast as they are trying to heal up. Ang problema dito, dahil nagbababad sila sa search zone, they will also, of course, makukuha nila yung kanilang mga itulis na dapat pwede pa sa ating late game. Pero nagkakatalunan, pinasok dito ang building ni Bethel the God. Medyo hindi siya naging God sa oras ngayon dahil nga pinupushan sila dito. And last player is Sayan. And that will be it for them. Coming from the fanboys na sila yung naglakas ng loob na mag-push dito. Hindi porket nasa yung compound, you will be safe. Kasi nga, katulad sinasabi natin, they can be confined at pwede silang maipit. Pero ito, problema naman. Uy, si Babe Cutie na naman. Nandito. Ikaw na naman to.
Kaya tahimik ako kasi naglalaro ako ngayon. But as you can see, they're already inside of the circle. Though there are a couple of teams that are still outside. Kita natin kanina, nagkaroon tayo ng ipitan. Fanboys natin, sila yung natira.
Yes.
And so the next step is for them to be able to find a way to get inside of the circle safely. Though, based on what we can see right now, Tinman Industrial, dito tayo medyo nakakaipitan kung saan nag-ready na yung ating team number 5 and team number 6. But so far, mukhang tamang sipatan lang muna yung kanilang ginagawa dito habang wala pang bakbakan dahil syempre nagre-ready rin sila kung saan yung mga ibang nakapaligid, which I think is a good decision at this point. Pero eto na nga, nagkabarila na nga tayo, nagkakita na. Tingnan natin kung magkakaubusan ba na maaga sa loob at mabibigyan pa ng pagkakataon yung mga nasa labas na pumasok.
Ayan, tignan natin kung mabibigyan pa ba ng pagkakataon. Dahil nga sinabi natin kanina, hindi lahat deserve ng second chance. Pero ito, ano kayang chance ang ibibigay as our team number 6 o yung ating mga fatals, pinapakiramdaman kung ano yung mga galawan ng ating kabilang koponan as they're just testing the waters right now. Siyo nga kaya ang mag-first move. But I don't think they will give their position yet kasi nga maaga pa rin. We still have 12 teams. So they need to keep their composure until such time na talagang kailangan na nilang ubusin yung koponan na nasa harapan. So tignan natin kung ano mangyayari. The circle is in favor of their location right now. So I don't think they need to move that much. Pero yung iba, syempre, kailangan nilang pumasok. And that is together with the rest of the teams. Kaya naman kailangan nilang mag-ingat na rin.
But here, as you can see, with the 12 teams that we have left, mainit-init pa rin ang ating bakbakan dahil medyo lumiliit na yung ating circle. And we still have a lot of teams that are present. Pero syempre, kaakibat niyan, yung sabay-sabay na pagpasok nila. Kaya naman, ubos ang lahi na ang magaganap dito. Ito na nga yung Cypher natin. With that EMP bomb. Gulat pa rin dalawang isip pa ako. But here, as you can see, na medyo nagkahigupan na rin tayo dito. And kanya-kanyang batuan na nga tayo ng skill with that smoke bomb. Medyo nagkanaban tayo. At ayun na nga, medyo mahirap lang kasi dito, yung smoke bomb na yan, hindi lang yung cover ng sarili. Pero naubos, saktong-sakto. Yung magkakahagi sa kanya. And so, hindi ka talaga dapat pakampante dahil hindi mo nasisiguro baka meron pang natitirang kalaban sa paligid.
Ayun na nga yung nangyari, no? So, he was a bit complacent kasi akala niya natapos na yung laban, pero parang hindi niya na-count for count into consideration yung fact na meron pang nasa likuran nila. So, that was the end of them. Akala niya magre-revive na lang siya, magre-reset na lang sila. Pero, lo and behold, meron pa palang isang koponan. Pero dito, as they are just gonna join this area with another team, mga Nuestra natin, magiging fatal nga ba habang hinaharap yung ating mga fatal, nagkabatuhan na doon ng EMP shock together with absolute gravity. Pero from behind is Morphisu na mukhang magpupush pa forward mo ang gustong sugurin yung ating tropa on this roof. Medyo nagulantang at surprise coming from Morphisu. Mukhang nadali siya dito. So one player down for their side. Tingnan natin kung ano kaya so nagagawin. Tatakas ka pa, kaibigan. Butcher mo ang siya naman ang na-butcher sa mga oso na naman coming from team number 5. And they are really just on fire together with squad number 1. Meron ng 11 kills as of this moment.
ng rookie natin. Talagang mukhang goal maging rookie of the year. Talagang pinapakitaan tayo na kayang-kaya niya ang kanyang sarili. But here, as you can see, Yuri natin medyo nag-aabang ng tamang pagkakataon against our team number 5. Pero ay, bulagan kung bulagan na yun nangyayari sa atin dito. Talagang hindi na sila magkakitaan. And so the next best thing is to make sure na nandun sila sa labas ng ating dome nga dito. Yung ating vision erosion at yun na nga sa paglabas. Eto na, inakyat na, nagkabulan, pero bumaba ulit. Medyo tamang talo na lang ginagawa ng ating mga players dito. Hindi na niya alam kung saan ba siya tututok. Very low on HP na assisted dito, pero hinahanap na siya ng kanyang mga kalaban. Buti namin yung kanyang mga kakampi ay nandito kahabang isang player natin from team number 7 nandoon pa rin sa ating itaas.
Grabe no, pag ganito talaga yung mga bakbakan, parang tipaklong na nagsisitalunan yung ating mga kupunan, and that is the finishing move coming from OWA English ng ating team number 9. Grabe yung palitan ng mga bala, palitan ng mga talunan, and at the end of the day, it is now here for team number 9. Pero mga fatal, naging fatal din na naman galing sa ating squad number 5. So I guess that will be it for them, at natapos na din yung laban ng ating slot number 5 and our team number 6 as well. Fatals versus Lusavorge.
Tamang pahinga lang muna tayo dito, tamang reset habang nagre-ready tayo. Pero kung mapapansin mo, no, dito, napaka-aggressive ng mga players natin, and yet parang ang tagal. We still have 7 teams remaining. So ibig sabihin, once they get eliminated, they see to it na yung second chance nila, napapangalagaan nila. Yes, kumbaga, talagang siniguro nila na magagamit sa tama.
Ganun naman talaga dapat.
Yun guys ang tama.
Ganun
Pag
dapat.
naman kayo ng second chance, kailangan ayusin nyo. Kaya naman kita nyo, ang tagal na. We still have 7 teams. So ibig sabihin, may kanya-kanya talaga silang pinapangalagaan dito. And most especially, it's going to be the placement dahil alam naman nila pagdating ng final circle, nandoon ang madugong bakbakan. So makakakuha pa rin sila ng maraming kills.
Oo, talaga makakuha. Pero katulad ng sinasabi natin dito, panibagong bakbakan naman, they are being very aggressive as Ghost is being spotted by si Agile EJ. Ayan, si EJ, mukhang sinisipat nila yung ating mga fanboys. Pero going back, no, katulad sinabi mo, dapat pinapangalagaan yung second chance. Pero, yun ay kung na-acknowledge mo na meron kang nagawang mali. At ngayon, itatama mo na. Kaya yun ang kanilang gagawin. They need to improve and correct their mistakes and lapses from that previous game. Now, going back dito sa ating industrial area, Tinma, mukhang grabe yung mga pakiramdaman ng ating mga kupunan. Kailangan magaling ka makiramdam para alam mo kung saan po pwesto. Pero that circle will just push everyone gently towards the center. At kita mo naman, Team 5, Team 6, pasok na pasok sa bilog. So they have the upper hand right now para mag-gatekeep yung mga papasok pa lang at kailangan nilang pangalagaan yung kanilang pwestuhan.
Right. And if you have noticed, kanina pa dito nakapwesto yung ating team number 5. So when it comes to the anticipation of the circle, I would say napakaganda nung kanilang pagkakahula na dito talaga liliit. So yung anticipation kasi, that's going to be very important. It plays a big role kasi alam naman natin, kagaya na sinasabi natin palagi, at the end of the day, it's the circle that we are after. Kahit gano'ng kaganda ang tutok mo, kapag nasa labas ka ng circle, minsan doon pa tayo nadadali. Kaya naman napakahalaga talaga ng position. But as you can see, we have squad number 3 here. Unfortunately, wala pa silang elimination point dito and mukhang pinag-uusapan pa kung paano papasok. Ang kagandahan lang dito, meron silang sasakyan na magagamit sa pagpasok. But again, yung execution ng pagpasok, doon tayo magkakatalo as we still have 7 squads remaining with a little circle left. So, ibig sabihin, yung pagpasok dito, tunay na magiging madugo.
Talagang tunay na magiging madugo kasi kanya-kanyang diskarte na ang labanan. Will they go for that healing game na tinatawag as Wanderer? We'll just wander through this map dahil solo na lang si tropa natin. So, this will be extra challenging for him right now as he needs to creep inside of the circle and at the same time needs to be very, very, very safe dahil nga solo na lang siya. Ito na yung kanyang huling pagkakataon together with the rest of the team para maiangat pa ang kanilang bandera. Pero Team 13, Queen Toyo, kasabay nila sa may Gedli at hindi lang yun. Meron pang nandoon mo ang full squad pa yung kanyang kasabay kaya medyo mahirap ang kanyang kalagayan. And just like that, Wanderer, magwa-wonder muna sa lobby.
Oo, parang medyo pahinga ka muna, anak. Nag-enroll muna siya sa PMA.
Yes.
But team number 4 dito, medyo nagkagulitan. Napakabilis ng kanyang galawan. Nakapasok pa dito habang inahabol ng kalaban. Pero hindi! Too fast? No, too slow. Sa mga kalaban dito. And just like that, we are down to the last 5 teams with 19 players still alive. Hindi pa natin alam kung madadagdagan yan dahil pwede pa makapag-revive dito. Pero Nuestra aim natin dito, medyo hindi kagandahan ang kanyang aim as hindi niya tinatamaan yung mga kalaban dun sa tapat. Pero mabuti lamang at maganda yung kanyang pwesto dito. Ayun nga, medyo nakasipat yung paa ng kalaban natin dito. At nasira yung shield niya. Mabuti lamang medyo mabilis. Oo, medyo mabilis yung kanyang pagkakatago doon. And so, nakakapag-restore pa siya ng shield. Pero sa ganda ng pwesto ng ating team number 1, mukhang pahirapan ang pagpasok ng ating team number 9.
Mahihirapan sila sa pagpasok. Pero if they penetrate the defense of team number 1 very, very well, pwede pa rin ma-displace yung ating team number 5 dito. Kasi pwedeng manggaling sa labas yung force and they are gonna be shaken. Pero if their shields are so high up at mas okay yung kanilang depensa, mukhang magiging okay din yan para sa kanila. Pero as what they are showing to us right now, mukhang okay na okay yung kanilang pagdedepensa sa kung nasaan sila. At meron pa nga na-down sa bilang opponent. Si Champagne medyo nahilo na paramiata ng Champagne and EJ here is just hiding behind that tree trying to save himself. Pero ang problema lang din sa Team 5, ang dami nilang kailangan tignan. So let's see how they will handle this situation. Pero for the rest of the teams, kailangan lang nila makapasok, kailangan nilang maagawan ng pwesto yung mga nasa loob na.
Medyo mahirap kasi nagstay sila sa isang puno, tapos 3 sila. So talaga nakalawat yung bilbil nila doon yung tinatamaan ng kalaban. But here with that smoke bomb right here for our Team 9, tingnan natin kung nagagamit ba ng maayos to. Dahil yung ating fanboys dito, andito na sa taas. They already have the height advantage. So medyo pahirapan na talaga to for the other teams, especially since we only have 4 squads left. Looks like our fanboys dito, si stricto natin dito, talagang nagpapaka-stricto na siya at hindi na sila basta-basta pwedeng pasukan ng mga kalaban. Pero aim natin, talagang patuloy ang pag-aim sa ibang mga kupunanan. Andito sa baba, Team 9 natin, medyo kinakawawa, napakaliit ng ating bilog. Tamang bulagan, tamang talunan, tamang sayawan na ang ginagawa natin dito. Pero yung mo natin, napabagsak pa nga. Hindi in-expect yung mga nasa tapat nga, pero fanboy pa rin natin ang kasalukuyang nangunguna. And as you can see, we have a new Reaper with 6 kills dito. Pero yung fanboys natin, talagang hinold yung position nila dito sa taas habang yung ating team number 5 nagtataalunan dito sa ating baba.
Grabe mga tipaklong na naman yung ating mga tropa. Uy, nahulog ka dun, babe. Cutie na down. Pero now, two teams are left for our side. For the outside, and that will be a victory for our fanboys. And they will be fans of themselves.
Nagkahulugan sa maling
Grabe.
tao. Nagkabagsakan tayo doon. Pero fanboys natin, hindi lang sila basta fanboys dahil sila yung
ang bida.
nakakuha ng ating unang victory para sa gabing ito.
Grabe talaga nga namang malamang sa malamang Ayan is super happy as of this moment. Although if it is just the first game, no, talagang magandang simula for them. We just hope that they can maintain that momentum. And for the other teams, let's see kung kaya nyo bang sirain yung adrenaline rush ngayon ng ating mga fanboys.
And imagine, it's only 3 matches for tonight. So, ibig sabihin, yung laban na yun talaga, they already have the momentum. It's up for the other teams to stop them.
Yes.
Kasi minsan pag nagtuloy-tuloy yan, ako, mahihirapan na silang habulin, no? But it's a definitely good start for our fanboys as they were able to get, I think, 16 eliminations, if I'm not mistaken. And that's already a lot. It's not the record that we have so far, but I would say, kung pondo ang pag-uusapan, napakagandang pondo ang kanilang nasimula.
Napakagandang pondo. Kumbaga, yung interest na lang yung kailangan nila mamaya dito as we are gonna approach game number 2 and game number 3. Let's see if they are gonna add more of those points o baka yung iba ay huntingin sila dahil medyo mataas nga yung kanilang standing as of this moment. Kailangan masira yung kanilang streak for the other teams kasi if they're not gonna do that, malamang sa malamang, tutuloy lang yung ating mga fanboys.
Pero to be fair, I actually saw a lot of teams with a lot of elimination points as well. So it's not just revolving around fanboys per se. Madami tayong mga aggressive teams dito, but definitely when it comes to the placement point, nakalamang talaga sila ng matindi. Pero again, it's not at the end of the line for the other teams. As that's only our first match. So ibig sabihin, kayang-kaya pang habulin at kaya-kaya pang pantayan or even lamangan yung ating fanboys.
Oh, pwedeng-pwede pa kasi nakita nga natin early in the game, talagang marami rin nagpapakitang gilas, pero medyo na-trip dun sa medyo middle part towards the end. So, let's see kung ano nga bang magaganap at masasabi ng ating panel for now.
again. All right, thank you so much to the casters. Here at the panel, we're gonna break down what happened in that game over there. I gotta say, the first thing that really caught my eye is that I am so happy to say that there are more shotgun users this time around, not just in the early game, but even the mid to late game.
Yeah, even at the very last moment, apart from shotgun, we are looking at defender, which is, we know, the lowest damage sniper. But as the Stellar Wind with the semi-automatic has been nerfed, you know the defender is like a semi-assault rifle.
See what I mean on being chaotic? We saw so much blazing infantries earlier, and I just gotta love what kind of execution that they did, especially on the early stages of the game. Since it was so chaotic, they were able to manage to use those shotguns.
Don't worry, this is the perfect opportunity to kind of break down what happened in the early game. Because as we can see here, Honeyglaze, there are certain drop points that some of the teams here have preferred. And we're gonna break down what actually happened as the circle kept going on and on.
Yeah. If you're going to check, no one dropped Carnival. Like they wanted to play it safe. I mean, it's the hot spot, but still, there are also, if you're going to check, more members or more teams are definitely separated. We're seeing 2-1 different spots, 4 different spots onto the middle from Motel. And then onto the lower right, there are also other members that's how many meters apart.
Yeah, I think the main objective of every team here is just really create a lot of loot and get themselves a lot of loot and then prioritize over on the shell devices. So that gives a lot of factor, really good opinion that Carnival, no one dropped in Carnival.
That is true. And I want to point out that we also see that RISN was actually scattered when they dropped.
Exactly.
And they were able to regroup before the first circle actually closed.
Yeah, and then when we saw the first circle, everyone wanted to go below. They wanted to go south. No one really wanted to stay apart from behind. Even Iris Ranch, when we saw the drop-off point, no one dropped there. And this time, no one even rotated at that part. So it means an empty spaces. I'm not sure if there's any shield XP devices that they were able to snag, but definitely a safe spot
Yeah, and I just gotta love what chaotic environment created in Carnival when they rotated back, since again the circle is just going forward into Tin Man's property, and then that can give a lot of factor between all of those players going all the way from Sunflower to rotate back into Tin Man and get those shield devices.
You know what I realized though? If we looked at that, the way that the drop happened and the way the circle was moving, do you think that there is a factor in terms of loot advantage? Because if you're outside the circle, you have more space to kind of move into the circle and pass by more loot. Unlike when you're inside, there's more clashes that's going on.
Yeah, because if you are in the middle of the circle, at the first circle, you tend to go outside. And then that's where the struggle comes in, because you're going to meet
Face
those
a lot.
teams who's already rotated in all of the spot. And you can see right now that Fanboys was able to snag the top 1 spot. I believe that this team also is a well-established name in a different game.
Oh, that's something interesting. There's a bit of history that's going on there, but we did see how incredible their clash was at the Tin Man Industrial area.
Yeah.
I mean, the multi-level alone, are you okay with that, HG? Was that because that was too overwhelming for me to watch. There was so much action happening.
It was, especially that the circle is just really closing in and someone is still left behind all the way from top side, all the way from the roof, and they were not able to use any kind of ability right then, and since everyone is just waiting down below.
Yeah.
They are. Oh my goodness.
We're seeing teams also who's playing on 3 members only, which is a bit strange because you know the PC and still they were still able to play on to the upper echelon of the rankings, but definitely they need to work harder on map 2.
That is true. I know that we've been hyping up Super MJ. This guy has so many fans already with Farlight. I did see that in one of his previous streams, he reached like what, 800 to 900
Yeah.
viewers.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that a lot of his fans are also watching and cheering him on right now. Continue to do so, guys. Maybe they'll have a better placement in the second game. We'll find out later on. But as you guys can see, these guys are out for blood. Every single one of them. And so far, Fanboys has been the most confident, the most... I don't even know the word to describe them right now. It's just so explosive, and it's a very good start for them, I would say.
Yeah, I'm loving the patience game from Fanboys. There are countless times that also did start those fights, and you can see here how snappy is MJ with his AK, one of the, let's say, rising assault rifle in terms of pick rate because of the damage that it offers.
Oof. Those chaotic events happening in Carnival is just gotta give a lot of factor or giving a lot of possibilities that shotguns may be used a lot, since look at those close range fights. It's just giving so much advantage to everyone using in Lucinda, the passive especially, and yeah, just win out every close engagements.
Oh, I love this. There are still some users out there who still live by the original meta that we saw in the previous Farlight tournaments, wherein we would often see what, a UMP or perhaps a Jupiter, which we're seeing right now. It's just the perfect timing to actually talk about it. And of course, Osiris, we saw this, we talked about this, more shotguns even at the very end.
Yes, and we are seeing a lot of diversity in terms of the weapons, even Uzis. We saw a different variety, even a Rhino.
I know.
The thing that Rhino eats a lot of space already, not having the third slot, being on the second, still plays a lot of role or plays a huge explosive role in terms of taking down vehicles or taking down a whole squad.
Are you happy to see more Uzis though?
Yeah.
I am too.
That's this SMG who's only got 2 attachments, but they're making it work.
Well, I was so curious why and how it worked out for them, since they were using an SMG followed up with the shotgun. So how is it working for them? It's not working for me. So I just gotta learn for them. Yeah.
I think it's a skill issue for us. But you know what? When we talk about vehicles, which we did see in the highlights, I think Osiris has something to say about the Blazing Infantry. I'm not saying he's playing favorites over here, but this vehicle, man, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, as what Honeyglaze also told us, that this will be a Blazing Day for the reason that the rotation's coming in. Definitely Blazing Infantry. We saw our highlighted player, which is MJ, who fought two blazing infantries, and even apart from the last circle, we're seeing a lot of blazing infantries as an ender. But this guy, even though hitting with the nerf, still workable. But you can see the proper spacing if you wanted to play counter with the flamethrower. Once you got EMP, the distance that MJ created to take down that specific vehicle, he make it work.
Yeah, it can be really overpowering to use a blazing infantry, but unfortunately, if someone knows how to counter the blazing infantry, it can be really over since you just gotta shoot the guy inside.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, since now that the blazing infantry has a second seater, do you think that other people are gonna start camping on this vehicle?
I don't
It's
think
a possibility,
so.
but you're very
exposed.
Yeah, exposed, and just adding another layer of attack wherein that guy can shoot from behind while having the EMP shock. A lot of things to do.
I mean, fanboys set an example for us in this map. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have a target at their back when we move on to the second game of the day.
Yeah.
But so far, great performance, great start from these guys. I hope that they keep the ball rolling because that's what we want to see. If you are the team that is the fastest to establish a sort of like consistency to your gameplay, then everybody's just going to know who you are.
Yeah, you are kind of exposed on the later parts of the tournament, pero I just gotta love the lineup that they have here right now.
Exactly.
Since so much mobility, since they have Sunil, they have also as well Lucinda, who can really give a lot of pressure on the close engagements. And then there's also Cypher. I'm talking about Cypher a lot, huh?
Yeah, I mean, the lineup is a bit of a team fight centric, but having a Momo is really good.
Oh, yeah.
It's still, we are
passive,
seeing a
right?
lot of support, but still they wanted to go Momo instead of Ziana.
Yes, there's a lot of variety over here. I'm still looking for that duck side. Show me the duck side, you guys. I need to see my duck side over here. But I know that you guys aren't as hyped for duck side as I am. So I'm going to make it up to you. How about we give something to the audience? Because from what I heard from the voices in my head, our audience is so good that we reached 500 viewers. You guys are awesome. See, we got to unlock our elite chest. We have one right here in front of us. Osiris, will you do the honors of sharing the code with our audience?
We'll be dropping in a bit. Drum roll. A self-drum roll by Likeable's Unlockable Enjoy PC Elite Chess.
Wordplay. I see
Bar.
you there. Bar 95.
Bar 95.
Yeah, we're working our way to reaching that skin. But if you guys enjoyed this, then you guys will enjoy PC. From what I heard, our codes, you can, if you link your cross platforms, right, you can actually claim this via your mobile device or through Steam if that's where your client is. It's just so convenient that you can actually redeem these codes, whether it's the 1,000 coins or our
with diamonds when you link
or our
it.
viewer milestone stuff. You guys are awesome. Keep it going. Like invite more friends. Let's unlock the 1,000 viewer milestone reward, and let's just get more giveaways for everyone. While you guys do that, Farlight Cup will go on to a break, and we will return with more action.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Coming last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off. Precision bombing. One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
El propulsor. ¡Ah!
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tu vida contigo. Distrutto. That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brothers lost.
Nice going. Unlimited ammo. Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Kami nagbabalik ang inyong hugot tandem. I plays together with Queen Toyo. Alam mo ba, no? Sisimulan ko with another hugot.
Ano ba yan?
Ang hirap na pag kami mga cheater. Medyo masakit pag may mga ganong kaganapan. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, guys, don't cheat kahit anumang aspeto yan ng buhay nyo. Pero speaking of buhay, mukhang maganda yung binigay na buhay sa atin ng mga players natin kanina, lalo na nating fanboys.
Oo naman. Sabi nga natin kanina, hindi lang sila basta fanboys dahil I think meron tayong mga ladies na nagpa-fangirl naman sa kanila. Dahil syempre, ang gagaling ba naman nung kanilang, nung kanilang galawan. Pero, oy, mukhang nararamdaman ko, ayan na nga.
Red
Ilaw na. Red alert, so magsisimula na tayo agad-agad. Hindi na natin sila paghihintayin pa dahil syempre, bakit nga ba nandito yung mga viewers natin para sa at ikabang bakbakan? Kaya naman, hindi na natin patatagalin pa.
Hindi na natin patatagalin na at ito na nga talaga. Lipad na ang mga capsule ng ating mga players as we are gonna start the second game for our FARLIGHT Cup. At syempre, sure na sure ako na yung iba ay talagang babawi this time around as Dog side leads this capsule towards the game. Our capsule path will be coming from the south side towards the north. Halos talagang, from south to north yung ating path. So they will disperse. From that point onwards, medyo parang nagte-teleport yung ating mga tropa.
Parang siguro naalok sa capsule yan.
Medyo nahilo.
Pero actually, kagaya nga ng sinabi natin kanina, napakadali lang din naman sa kanila. I mean, regardless of the capsule pass, they can still get to their respective dropping points. It's just that there's going to be a slight delay, I would say. Kasi, siyempre, kapag dulong-dulo nga naman talaga, medyo kailangan yung, pag long drop or tasting yung pagdadrop nyo. But anyway, so far, I think, medyo, maagang bakbakan for Teams 11. And I think that was Team 2 ba? Parang Team 2 ata eh. But anyway, ayun na Team 11 natin dito, meron kaagad 4 na elimination points. Ibig sabihin, maaga-agang bakbakan ang ating pinapakita dito. And I think what's good about this, Aya, is that since our players are well aware that meron tayong second chance, talagang nire-risk nila kung dapat i-risk. But again, not everything is worth the risk. So kailangan talaga pag-ingatan yung kanilang mga
Talagang pag-ingatan kailangan at of course, they need to calculate the risks that they will be taking. Pero ito, mukhang ibang calculation ang ginagawa. Sinakyan na naman yung kalaban. Our team number 8 versus our team number 5. Kaya lang nahulog at medyo walang sumalo sa tropa natin doon. And that will be his downfall for a while. Pero babalik coming from
Darwin natin, naging Darlus
doon. Hindi na nalo, naging lose nga.
Nalus si Darwin natin. Hindi Darwin, Darlus. Pero yun nga, mukhang parang kakababa lang ata niya, if I'm not mistaken. So looks like it's going to be the end of the line for him unless he gets revived by his teammates. Pero ay na nga, sunod-sunod na makbakan pa rin ang ating natutunghayan dito kung saan Team 1 at Team 4 naman natin ang ating nakikita. But Team 14 natin dito, medyo nagkatutukan with our Team 12. Pero trade knock ang nangyayari dito kung saan hindi na alam kung sino ang babarilin. Pero mukhang Team 12 natin, maaga-agang na maalam. Courtesy of our Team 14. Akin ulit ito, may cutie
Oo nga. Sa'yo na naman yan. Pero ang galing lang, no? The things that are happening are just really very fast. Na to the point na 12 teams na lang. 12 teams na lang tayo agad-agad dito. And Team number 14 led that victory for them with 8 eliminations. So maagang pagpondo, that means maaga rin yung kanilang init. Ma-maintain kanila yan hanggang sa dulo ng ating bakbakan. And we have here, of course, yung ating last map, the top 3 teams, our fanboys, yun di natin nakita. Pero yung Lusovage. Pero yung ating bilog dito, as that will go towards the southeast side of our map, medyo marami ring madi-displace kasi madami medyo dun sa may west side. So let's see how they will make their way in. But for the side of course, si Kuya Cute na naman to. Si Kuya Cute ng ating team number 11, solo na lang siya. Parang tingnan natin kung gusto pa. I think gusto niya pang i-revive yung kanyang mga kasamahan as he will just rotate and go to that previous location na kanilang pinanggalingan and probably doon siya magre-revive. Pero ang tanong, wala ba siyang makakasalubong?
That's the biggest question right there. So for now, self-love muna tayo. Kailangan pag-ingatan muna yung kanyang sarili. Dahil
kailangan
medyo
natin yan.
mahaba-habang patience ang kanyang kakailanganin bago niya ma-revive yung kanyang mga kakampi because he cannot be so sure na nag-alisa na yung mga kalaban sa kanila. But right here, as you can see, we have Team 14 na nag-secure lang muna ng ating shield XP natin dito at hindi kalayuan yung ating Team 4. But for right now, looks like the battlefield is a little bit quiet dahil medyo maaga-aga nga yung mga naging sunod-sunod na bakbakan natin. Mukhang meron ng mga nag-iingat dahil nakita nila na parang, yung iba hindi na pangalagaan yung second chance. Iibahin natin yung storya this time. Sisiguraduhin natin na sulit ang second chance.
Ayun. Kailangan talagang sulitin ang mga ganyang pagkakataon. And as they are now on that ceasefire, sure na sure ako nag-iipon to ng mga shield at mga pang-recover ng shield because later that will be a very chaotic battle once again. Katulad na nakita natin from that previous map, talagang sunod-sunod yung ating mga engagement. And speaking of, hindi pa nga natatapos yung ating ceasefire, panibagong bakbakan naman with our team number 10, our Ryzen Esports versus our team number 5 na medyo maganda rin talaga yung pinakitang performance earlier na previous map at nagpupush na nga dito si tropa nating Axel. Mukhang gusto nilang tapusin ang buhay ng mga team number 5 pero of course they are also putting their shields up, palitan lang ng mga bala, siraan ng mga shield. Speaking of siraan ng mga shield, kailangan mo nang mag-reshield at mag-recharge bago pagpatuloy yung bakbakan.
Alam mo Axel, may mga bagay na hindi talaga pinipilit Muntik kapag mapahamak dahil sa sarili mong kagagawan. Talagang tiniis lang niyang tinangkin niya yung mga bala doon, no? Mabuti na lamang at hindi siya tinuluyan. But anyway, as you can see, still very quiet. Still 12 squads remaining. But we already have a couple of teams na medyo nakapondo na pagdating sa elimination points. Pero Team 11 at Team 9 magkakagulatan dito. At ayun na kami that absolute gravity. Ito na naman tayo. At naku, nagbabagsakan tayo ng hindi natin inaasahan dito. Pero seed natin, oy! Naku, mukhang dinali kaagad yung ating mga kalaban. So yung mga Team 11 natin na naghihintay lamang na dali ng ating Team number 9 and 9 eliminations na rin ang meron sila.
Tsaka hindi pa tapos yung laban kasi Team number 6 will hop in the barrel. Hindi pa kayo nakakapag-recharge, hindi pa kayo nakakapag-reset. Meron na naman kayong panibagong bakbakan. Blazing Infantry na naman ang dadali dyan sa ating mga tropa from Team number 9. And who will be taking out? Si Butcher mukhang nabubutch na naman dito. Ni pare nating Sora, they will go around this area para makapagdali. Pero nasa likod mo, pare natin dito, babagsak na naman coming from our Team number 9. Gusto ko lang sabihin, yung Team number 11 kanina, na nag-revive ng mga kasamahan, siya yung Lone Ranger na nagsi-self-love. Kaso ang problema, nakasalubong yung ating Team number 9 at natapos agad-agad. So parang parang na-risk yung kanilang team.
Alam mo, saan ako natatawa? Minsan kahit anong self-love mo, pag may nakasalubong ka, cancel ang self-love. Pero na-cancel din. Yung isang team natin doon, courtesy of our Team 9, may Team 6 pa tayo, nakisawsaw bigla dito. At may naman sa dami na nakatutok. Doon sa isang player natin doon, namaalam na rin siya ng tuluyan at mukhang medyo merong isang naka-eskapo na bibigyan pa ng pagkakataong itaguyod yung kanyang mga kapunan. But here comes the challenger with our Team number 3 na nakikipagbakbakan dito. Ang problema, nadali kaagad ng pagiging agresibo ng ating.
Grabe! Yung ating Team number 9, ang dami ng laban na pinagdaanan. Gusto pang sumapak ni tropang EJ. Pero ang nangyari doon, siya rin ay nasapak ng mga bala. At si God broke mo ang magiging broken ng kanyang buhay at shield sa mga oso. Mukhang gusto pa mag-shield up pero hindi na kaya pa. At hinabol ng shotgun galing kay Babe Cutie. And that will be the end of his life. For now, squad number 5 still doing it versus squad number 3. Tamang talo na naman para matipak ng ating mga tropa. Babe Cutie walang buhay pero sinalba ng Blazing Infantry ng kanyang kasamahan at mukhang matatapos na rin ang kanilang laban. Pero now mukhang lumipat tayo sa kabilang mapa. Babalik tayo ulit dito. Team number 3, Team number 5, and Team number 9 is still doing it. Talagang agawan ng lupa ang ating mga nakikita. Pero talagang nagsasalba yung Blazing Infantry. Transform mo lang at gusto nang tapusin yung kabila.
Definitely. But we still have 10 squads remaining. Napakabagal talaga ng face ng ating bakbakan kasi talagang medyo meron tayo mga maiingatin. Kung mapapansin mo, hindi na nila nilalaban hanggang dulo. Pag alam nila na mauubos na sila, talagang medyo umaatras. Pero oy, hindi tayo aatras for today's video dito sa ating squad number 5 na talagang palaban. Kung palaban ng tactical role sa kalaban at ayun na nga, kakanselin dapat niya. Ang problema, hindi na kinaya dahil marami nang nakatutok sa kanya.
Grabe talagang hindi kinaya. Ang dami ng tutukan na nagaganap as Sid goes for that shotgun. Si Babe Cutie na naman saves the day at tamang revive lang muna siya kay Sunil na tropa nating si Rookie and they need to revive 2 more para kompleto na muli sa laban. Pero masasabi ko lang dito, hindi pa na naman tapos ang laban. Team number 3 magpupush. Talagang suguran. Audition is na kay Babe Cutie na lang na iwan. Pero ngayon, hindi na niya iwawagayway ang bandera ng kanyang kupunan at natapos na ni Champagne na dito. Ang gusto ko lang sabihin itong air na to, kanina pa, kita mo sa ating minimap, ang dami ng mga bungo na natapos dyan.
Dito talaga tayo nagkaubusan pero medyo mahirap for their part, no? Yung nasa confined space ka kasi din sa loob ng crate. And so, yung mga kalaban mo sa labas, they can easily, kumbaga, try and walk away from the scene. Tapos, iwas lang sila ng very, very light, reset, kasa. Ikaw wala eh. Talagang pag sinilip ka, wala ka matatakbuhan. Pero anyway, with the 7 squads that we have left, ang ating squad number 10 dito, 2 elimination points pa lang ang meron. So mukhang gustong dagdagan habang hinahabol yung ating team number 13. Sana all, hinahabol. Pero eto na nga, mukhang ayaw pa rin talagang mukhang umatras na very, very. Kala ko nung una ilalaban hanggang dulo. Pero hindi, sabi nila, pag hindi kaya, wag natin ipilit, magkakasakitan lang tayo. And so, medyo nag-backpree muna siya dahil sabi nila, iiwas ako sa iba, tapos may makakasalubong pang iba. So, balik muna tayo sa pinanggalingan natin. Reset muna.
Kumbaga, let's start from the beginning na i-build muna natin yung sarili natin bago tayo humarap ng panibagong mga problema para siguradong handang-handa tayo sa bakbakan. And for our recent esports, that is our Team number 10. Grabe, napakadaming crate, napakadaming box na nandoon sa may Gedli lamang. And that is where all of the battles that we've witnessed happen. So for our team number 10, tamang hanap ng maayos na mga vehicles as they will proceed for the next battles. Eh, mukhang shopping, malala sila dito.
Honestly, hindi ako pwede, no? Kasi sa dami ng crates, yung
Ma-overwhelm
mga
ka ba?
boxes, hindi. Luluting ko lahat yan.
Oo nga pala, looterist ka pala ng taon.
Ako, oo. Kaya hindi pwede ako sumali dito kasi nagkakabarilan na naglulot pa ako. But anyway, ayun na nga, no? With our team number 10 here, mukhang idol ata ako, maglulot ata. Dapat ang problema, mayroong nakakita sa kanila. At ayun na nga, nag-scout na nga tayo dito, naghanap, pero mukhang wala tayong na-scan. Tingnan natin kung paano ba aabutin yung mga kalaban. Pero sa dami ng box na meron dito, nako, kung ako yan, mag-e-enjoy talaga ako.
Talagang enjoy mag-shopping kasi kumbaga you want to get everything hanggang ma-full, hanggang ma-reach mo yung limit no, ng bag mo. Pero ito, mukhang nare-reach na ng limit ng kanilang limit for our team number 5 and team number 2 si Ghost hinahanap kung saan nga manggagaling yung mga Ghost. Naggapusan magdagtatago doon sa gilid, hindi huminga yun pero hinanting ng ating mga fanboys. And fanboys right now, they are not popping off so much with just 4 eliminations. That means na yung kanilang pagkapanalo, they took that as something na kailangan nilang ingatan this time around. And now they are gatekeeping our team number 1, our Nuestra team. Tapos tamang ingat lang din sila as they are just barely inside the circle. Kailangan pa nilang kumembot ng onte, kaya kailangan mag-careful malala.
Right. Actually, with the 24 players that are still remaining, I think I'm still confident with the fanboys earning more points. And I think yun din talaga iniingatan nila yung kanilang placement points, and that's the main reason why they're not that aggressive. But that's one thing that I have noticed. Remember the community tournament that I mentioned before? Meron din sila nakuhang victory doon with only a small amount of kills. So I would say, I think they still need to work on being consistent when it comes to their aggression. Kasi kung meron kayong victory tapos wala kayong masyadong kills, baka masyado kayong nagpe-play safe. And alam naman natin, kailangan talaga binabalanse yan. Yun yung medyo mahirap na part doon. But anyway, so far, looks like it's still in the 10-man industrial kung saan ina-anticipate mga players natin. Dito pa rin talaga liliit yung ating circle. And I guess we're being very consistent as of this very moment. Dito na naman yung anticipation ng ating circle. Iba talaga kapag consistent. Consistency is the key. Ika nga nila.
Hindi lang yan dito. Parang sa maraming bagay. Pagka consistent ka, talagang meron kang makukuhang magandang resulta. And now, for our teams, let's see kung kanino mapupunta ang magandang resulta ng kanilang consistency. As our team number 14 is taking the other warehouse, doon din naman yung ating kabilang koponan. So this is a good positioning up until such time nga, nakatulad sinabi natin, pagka confined ka dyan, tapos pwedeng magkaroon ng different entry points yung kalaban, doon sila mawiwindang at doon masya-shaken up yung kanilang defense. So it all boils down to how well they are gonna hold their ground and how well they are gonna defend themselves. At good spot din to deter the other teams and at the same time gatekeep them from entering. And mukhang halos same na naman yung ating circle, doon ulit liliit. So tignan natin sino nga kaya ang makakakuha ng huling halakak.
Right. And if we take a look at the map or our mini-map, medyo yung northern portion natin kanina, bakanteng-bakante eh.
Yes.
So, in any case that they would like to get inside of the circle, the best thing to do is to rotate sa northern portion ng map. But the thing is, hindi nila alam yon. Siyempre, tayo lang nakakakita nun. But I think it all boils down to anticipation. So, kailangan talaga, meron kayong, I always say this, there should always be a contingency plan among our players in any case na yung plan A hindi mag-work. There should always be a plan B. Pero, kung...
Grabe! Grabe na ang paskuhan to!
Actually, hindi ko alam kung paano nila naakyat yung ganito kataas. Pero parang sila yung mga tipong lahat ng nakikita nyo ay amin. Oo, at kita mo naman, siguro, malilito na.
Skyrolling
yung squad
siguro
number 1 natin, the 9th order natin, I think they're already getting confused. Where are all these bullets coming from? Saan yung bumabaril sa atin? Kasi I think if it were me, malilito din ako, saan yung bumabaril? Wala akong nakikita. Only to find out na nandoon pala sa taas yung ating team number 13. Now, the problem here is that masyado rin silang malayo sa mga kalaban. And so, as you can see, they're here on top. They have a really good spot. But, wala pa rin silang elimination.
Alam mo, parang nakita ko na yung gantong strategy. Parang strategy ng mga tropa natin ng Farlight casters eh. Parang nakita ko lang kagabi. Pumupwesto sila sa my corner. Pero now, they're dropping their way. Tingnan natin kung may sasalo. Ang sasalo ay lapag. Pero they're still very much alive. And siguro maganda yung strategy if pasok sa circle. Kaso ngayon na hindi pasok sa circle, mukhang meron silang contingency plan as you said. And they are just gonna enter. Tapos tignan natin kung kaya ba nila makatake ng spot given na meron ng ibang nagtitake. And Team 30, ayun na ang sinasabi ko.
Salubong.
Meron ng kabilang kupunan na nag-aabang din sa kanilang pagpasok. Grand welcome ang kanilang ginagawa at ngayon ang ating Wanderer mukhang magda-drive away from that situation and location and they will wander throughout the map. Kaso ang problema, nakuha nila yung atensyon ng ibang mga kupunan, sumasalo ng mga bala at mukhang kaya pa namang mapanindigan. Pasok lang tayo ng warehouse, still very much alive right now and they are all good. They need to replenish and reset agad-agad dahil baka sugurin sila if ever ng ating ibang team.
Oo, yung magse-self-love ka, lalayo ka sana, tapos may nakasalubong ka.
Nako.
Cancel ang self-love ng mga players natin dito. Pero sa liit ng circle na meron tayo, we have squad number 14 and squad number 3 na nasa loob na naghihintay na lamang habang nasa tamang gedli-gedli lang ang ating squad number 13. We also have squad number 2 at squad number 10 na mukhang nag-aabangan bago makapasok sa ating bilog. Pero mukhang ang ating the 9th order o yung ating squad number 1, parang pinabakbakan yung nakakuha ng victory natin kanina. As we can see na ng fanboys natin, unti-unting bumabagsak dito, but they are now trying to go for that reset habang hindi pa tuloy sumusuko ng ating squad number 10 dito. Pero, uy, nako, nadali yung ating defending victors, diba? Dahil sila nakakuha kanina nadali ng ating squad number 10 and mukhang yun talaga yung kanilang strategy dito. Final circle na babawi. As you can see, 5 elimination points pa lang ang meron sila. Pero so far, so good. Kasi pasok sila sa ating top 4.
Pasok sila sa top 4 and at the same time, they still have an opportunity para madali pa yung iba nating mga teams and add up to those skill points that they have already gotten here in our battle. Pero tingnan natin kung kaya ba nilang pasukin yung ating ibang kupunan. Manggagaling sila sa outside, so let's see what they will be doing and going for that jump sa rooftop. Mukhang ito na naman, feeling ko ito na naman yung mga huli nating laban talunan na dito sa may bubong and as they are being spotted by Phantom, ano kaya ang kanilang gagawin? So medyo, they are still having that ceasefire right now. Wala pang gustong mag-first move again and again. Syempre, ayaw nilang i-compromise yung kanilang koponan. Tamang scout lang muna, tamang pakiramdaman muna kung nasaan nga ba nakapwesto ang kalaban.
Actually, I think what's notable right now is that our squad number 10, 5 eliminations, pero lahat sila naka-max shield na. So I think they really prepared for the final circle. So that's the good thing about it. Kagaya nga sinabi ko, no? Minus 4 natin since complete squad sila, they still have 12 players na kaya nila makuha for elimination. So, ibig sabihin, kaya pang madagdagan yung 5 eliminations na meron sila. And looks like the gameplay for that specific team is balanced talaga.
Yes.
Let's get the 15 points for the victory and then let's get elimination points. Pag nabalansin natin yan, kayang-kaya. Kumbaga, they don't want to go for the extremes kung saan elimination points lang or placement points lang, which is good. Kasi so long as you can balance it out, magandang pondo na kaagad ang inyong makukuha. But with the 4 squads that are left, looks like marami tayo medyo nag-play safe muna dito at nag-aabang at nagre-ready sa paparating na bakbakan. At ayun na nga, grabe naman. Ayun na nga, inangatan na nga at mukhang naghahanap ng magandang popwestuhan in preparation for the final circle as it is about to close once again.
Grabe, no? Ang ganda nating sky roaming. Talagang pwedeng-pwede kang
medyo
magkaroon ng bird's eye view. Kaya lang, medyo lumagpas ng onti yung paa dito na Ember. Medyo na-damage siya ng ating search zone. Pero as the rest of the team is just still dropping, maganda kaya yung kanilang popwestuhan given na kabilang ko po natin, as you said, fully equipped right now with a lot of those shields. Talagang max na, mahihirapan siguro sila. As meron pa tayo dito, 2 players are still in that blue shield, so that would not be a strong cover for them right now. Pero ito na nga mukhang na-open na ang ating mga teams and that surge zone is getting smaller and smaller. Si Dos mukhang naging tres sa mga oras na yun and Battle the God also doing its moves right now with that EMP shock. Tamang gamitan na lang ng mga skills kasi palitan na ang ating mga bala, palitan na ng sakit na binibigay in your dreams trying to recharge that shield. Napakaliit ng ating bilog siksikan. Kung siksikan, ito na naman yung ating chaotic battles na masasaksiyan. Wonderin mo ang mawawonder na pasok ng lobby. Jenny the God, kinakaharap dito yung ating mga from team number 3. Tamang talunan lang and Blazing Infantry and the move right now in your dreams. Ka naman talaga si Champagne. Nadali na rin na sobrang si Champagne. Battle the God will go down as well. Jenny gagawa ng pangarap dito sa harapan ng ating team number 3. Mukhang meron ng one na wipe pero dito na natatapos ang laban. Jenny the God goes down as well. Isa na lang si Axel na lang to pero sila ang nagwagi.
Ito yung sinasabi natin mismo na yung shield talaga, it's going to be a game changer, especially for
Napakalaking
the final
factor.
circle. And so I think it was very expected for us, no, at least. And I'm pretty sure the viewers as well, na nung nakita natin na, okay, there's still a complete squad, max shields,
Yes.
then definitely, nasa kanila talaga yung advantage.
Talagang nasa kanila yung upper hand. They were well prepared. Na kanina, hindi sila masyadong madami sa kills, no? Pero bumawi nung dulo kasi nga naghanda sila for that final moment.
And I think that's also what we've been trying to tell everyone. It's all about balance. Hindi pwedeng masyadong aggressive and then, alam mo yun, pagdating ng final circle, wala kayong laban. I think, if you can remember, they were able to eliminate yung ating fanboys kanina. And so, doon nila nakuha yung mga shields nila eh. Kaya sila nag-max. And kagaya nga na sinasabi ko, nag-shopping kasi sila.
Shopping malala.
So, ako siguro, yun lang yung magiging advantage ko doon, yung pag-shopping ko, pagdating sa shields. But other than that, tutok wala talaga eh. Pero yun na nga, good game, well played, no? Dahil they really made sure na, kumbaga, whatever is needed for the final circle, they were prepared. So, that's a good thing about it.
Talagang prepared na prepared, and that is going for their favor now that they already have a lot of points in their name. Eh, game 3 natin, this will be the deciding factor for everyone. Kasi walang kupunan na nag-dominate for both of the games. So malamang sa malamang, magkakaroon tayo ng mga plot twists dito mamaya.
Oo, especially since kagaya nga ng sinabi natin, there are a lot of teams that had a lot of elimination points. So, hindi siya nagre-revolve sa isang specific team. So, it's actually very difficult at this point to determine sino ba yung mangunguna dito. Kasi iba na naman yung nakakuha ng victory and marami ding kills na nakuha itong team na to. Same goes for the fanboys earlier. And again, meron tayong mga teams kanina na marami ding mga nakuha, yung Las Savage natin. And yung the Ninth Order natin, they also had tons of kills earlier. So, I think it's pretty exciting as we are approaching the final match for tonight dahil mukhang yun na yung magiging determining factor natin kung sino ba ang papasok.
Talagang nakaka-excite kasi nga, this is good for everyone kasi that means meron pa silang chance. So, malamang sa malamang nandun pa yung adrenaline rush, wala pang napanghihinaan ng loob. Kasi nga, lahat sila halos, they still have a fair chance into winning this tournament. So, let's see who will take that last bite of the cake para dito sa ating koponan.
Oh, pero to be fair, yung mga nasa top players talaga natin, like they really popped off for the matches that we've had so far. So, talaga pinapatunayan din nila na, okay, we're very consistent when it comes to the kills, when it comes to our role here. So, that's one thing talaga na napapansin natin dito sa ating match. But again, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to our match number 3. Pero, pakinggan muna natin yung sasabihin ng ating panel with regard to that last match.
Just 4 to 5, but definitely the death boxes, I'm not sure how many of those, because remember, we are looking at the cemetery.
No, I have to ask Honey Glaze though, how hot is Todd's hot rod?
Well, it was kind of blazing hot since the blazing infantries were already exploded on those spots.
Pretty
hot?
hot.
Hot pot?
Hot pot?
Hot pot?
Oh.
I think someone's hungry. Yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
Thank you so much once again to the casters for that amazing cast that we saw for game number 2. Here on the panel, though, it's still likable Honey Glaze with a double E, and of course, Mr. Osiris. Yes. So let's go back to that discussion. I cannot move on how intense everything was with Todd's hot rod. What was going on, and why did the circle end up near Tin Man area again? Please explain.
I mean, with the same as what we saw from map 1, we are ended up again at Tin Man, and we are checking, of course, the drop-off points as well. But you know how hard that Tin Man has been because of the accessibility. There are only a few bridges, a few spots wherein there's a lot of choke points, to be honest, and even the Todd's Tower has been utilized.
I love the chaotic events that happened earlier in Todd's hot rod. Since especially it's one of the objectives after you get all of those loots back in Tin Man's and then go and get your shield devices ready on Tut's Hot Rod. So it's really understandable why there there has been really such a blazing aftershocks or aftermaths of
Yeah.
whatever happened earlier with the rotations.
Intense.
All right, so we did see Risen Esports really rise to the occasion
Yeah.
over here. And we noticed in the first map over here, Osiris, that they were kind of spread apart and they
Yep.
kind of just regrouped together as the circle was closing in. And we see that again here, but it's not just them. There's another team over here that is also kind of doing the same at the southeast area.
Yes, the same, the whole east area, to be honest, from the Sanctuary Tower up to the lowest part of the map. You can definitely see that the good distribution of the members, and it's kind of favoring them. They are not dueling any other squad, and they are just taking resources confidently. Even at Iris Ranch, you don't see any contestation, not unless you're playing around Power Tree Station or Nova Planetarium.
It's one of the points that I have been really curious about is why are they separate apart, since are they considering to battle it out on the later phases of the game, since they are hoping for contact later on and they're just looting out every loadout that they can in every spot that they dropped on. So it's one of the points I want to know why, but it really did just go in favor of them since the circle is just really close to them.
It really is closer to them. But my big question is, when are people gonna start dropping at Carnival over here? I understand that we had a rework for the map, so maybe it's the familiarity that's lacking. They don't feel confident enough to glide through this area of the map. But when do you think by next week, Osiris, we're gonna start seeing people drop at Carnival with pure confidence?
Well, I think so, especially that, of course, way back at ACC, we saw the first week as the establishing part. And then when we came into second week, everyone was really confident in their own place. And right now, we are just seeing their own individual comfortability with just a single drop, and even Fanboy consistently dropping at Sunflower Shopping Mall, and no one is contesting.
One of the objectives or one of the points that I am looking forward to if ever they want to go drop in Carnival is that if ever there's a shield device there finally, or if they are looking forward to gain enough XP points since they want to go and grow throughout the later phases.
Okay, and we can see over here at our stat board that there are teams that are kind of consistent when it comes to the kills. We can see over here, Honeyclays, that Risen Esports doing so well. Even in the first game, they were so consistent with the kill number.
Yeah, I was just really surprised that this happened really for them since first of all, they dropped on separate spots, but then they were able to gather a lot of kills since they wanted to go in with a close counter fights and they wanted to engage everyone who is trying to gatekeep them since on the early stages, they were kind of apart from the zone.
Yeah, and the rotation really paid off for Reason as they were even able to visit the Todd Cemetery or Todd's Hot Pot with a lot of ingredients and food or death boxes as their foods.
Easy loot.
Yeah, easy loot. Right there, easy upgrades and even taking two Blazing Infantries that they can carry on towards the Tin Man's last circle. And what I am shocked or surprised about is the third placer, which is Mess with Bees. Because collectively, if we're going to check the top 15 finalists, they are at the bottom part of the echelon, and right now they are sitting at third.
It's not just that. They're not here like trying to rat things out. They're actually out here killing people. They're confident in their abilities to really engage in those gunfights, which is something that we love to see. And again, I mentioned this earlier. I'm gonna mention it again. Today is the first day of the Farlight Cup.
Yeah.
Today is how we're establishing the tempo or the pacing of how the squads are gonna be as the tournament progresses.
Yeah.
So far, so good for some of the teams, but for others, we really need them to step up.
Yeah, they kind of need to step up, especially as Fanboy. We saw them securing the top 1 spot from map 1, but this time grabbing 8 kills with top 5 only.
Yeah.
Honeyclays mentioned about the consistencies or the inconsistencies of the teams, and they really need to push even further to map 3 if they really wanted to secure the whole game.
Yeah, I do agree that there is some points that they wanna stay put on the last stages or in the later part on the late game. But then I just love what happened earlier for Fanboy that they still gathered enough kills, so that's going to accumulate them points.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, if we do the math, there are some teams that may not place well in the placement. However, if you look at their kill counts, it makes up for it. There's a
Yeah.
compensation,
Yeah.
that there's a trade-off that's happening there. And as we can see here at the highlights, ladies and gentlemen, the action started at Nova Planetarium, which is, of course, Osiris's favorite draw.
Yeah, and also the team that we highlighted a while ago messed with Beast. So they had a really good start, but in terms of consistencies, we saw the Savage, Dish, and even Fanboys on racking up more kills. It's just that with Map 2, we're seeing more of them being like a loose cannon because everyone wants to have their own kill. And you can see right now that the hot pot is starting.
Oh my god, so these are the reasons why there are a lot of off-grave or there are a lot of bodies that are being killed, are already killed here in Tots Hot Rod since they have the objective to gather themselves, their shield devices, and then gather their XP points since it's one of the most hot places to drop on.
I feel like deep inside, the observers are thanking the players because
Yeah.
thank you so much for making our jobs easier. We
Yeah.
just gotta focus on this one area because this is where everybody is converging so far. We're also seeing some kills come in from the likes of LSV6 and of course Dish Band. These guys racked up so many
Yeah.
kills from Todd's Hot Rod alone, and I would love to see more from them. We have game number 3 on the way, but so far, I'm loving this highlight.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of action. It feels like it's it's not stopping any moment. And even
Hate this scene.
inside, let him cook inside Tin Man, and even having the vision erosion, that's fairly easy for them to finish.
Okay, I want to talk about scouts. We're gonna see the revelation over here of who won and what happened in that game, but again, I just want to see more scouts. We've seen a few MKRs over here, even with the rework. You
yeah.
know, MKR is still using. Okay, wait. Okay, it's just a what do you call this? A light bulb moment for me.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it so scary that
Sound
is that your
effects.
light bulb?
Yes.
Bing! Isn't it so scary that the sky roaming gives you access to such a high position wherein it feels like you're on God mode?
Yeah, that's the thing is, especially if the circle went into their to their
Favor,
side, to their
yeah.
favor at the Todd's Tower, definitely.
I just gotta expose Osiris since yesterday, last night, they just abused the power of MKR
Oh no!
and then remain on top of the spot all the way from. I
Todd's
think
Tower.
that was
It's the same tower.
Yeah, it was the same tower, and it was so
Yeah.
annoying since they have a lot of vision, they have a lot of damage given onto people who is down below, and wondering where is the damage coming from.
She is so frustrated with these
so
high
annoyed.
areas
Yeah.
that she is exposing her analyst partner here
Oh,
on the
no.
panel. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
What do you have to say to her about that?
I mean,
Guilty.
she's right though. So definitely MKR sky roaming is something that you want to consider playing against with, and you need those plans to be ready. I'm not sure if Lucinda Absolute Gravity will reach those kinds of heights to pull them off to the ledge, but yeah.
Yeah, we can see from this lineup of course, Risen Esports that they're kind of focused
love
over here,
this.
HG, with, how should I call this? The AoE?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Area of
team
effect.
fight.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so ready for all of these team
I
fights. I,
love
mean,
the combination.
let's talk it through. How would you combine these? What are the sequencing of events that should occur when you have this lineup? What is the first utility that you
Well,
throw?
what I can imagine here on this lineup is that we have your Ember. Use in that ultimate who can immobilize the vision of the enemies, and then we have Cypher with the EMP shock that can also be followed up with the recon that he has, and then give every info that they have on a close and engaged fight, and then followed up with the absolute gravity coming in from Lucinda. That creates a lot of pressure. Everyone inside of Ember's ultimate. So that's an OP move, especially you're inside of Tinman's industry.
Yeah, you know, that hologram guide gives a lot of buffs, and if things gets dicey, vision erosion can be used as a disengage. But the thing about that is I strongly agree on Honey Glaze, the scan coming in from Cypher and the Eyes of Truth coming in from Ember. Definitely all have the info with a Sunil buff.
Yes.
Easy.
I mean, if Ember has an Eyes of Truth, our viewers have Eyes on the Prize.
Oh,
yes,
likeables
sir.
and likeable.
Let's. I love how he's branded it like that. Let's take a look and see if we have any likable unlockables available for you guys.
Yay.
Wow, we do. We have not only unlocked one, but two
Two.
things in the span of one map. You guys are insane. Congratulations, because you guys get a legend chest and of course our rocket trail over here. So, Honey Galazo, why don't you do the honors of revealing the code this time?
And here we are. We are going to reveal the code for the legend chest. It's going to be final week 1 for the first 10 clears.
Oh my goodness, Farlight Cup is off to a great start. Our viewers are giving. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sending over your friends, your family, your playmates, everybody that you know. Just keep on sending them over here. Who knows, we might unlock more things. I mean, you guys have your eyes on the bar and everything else. But before we get to that point, Osiris, your turn.
Code dropping in. Hot drop. You can see smooth fight.
Oh man, I'm not
I don't think that is the best descriptor of what happened at Todd's Hot Drop.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's a smooth drop having that kind of trail. So definitely having a smooth fight equipped with a good trail.
I don't have my Farlight on my iPad. I want to get the rocket trail, the jetpack trail.
Oh.
You know what came into my mind? Smooth operator. I'm not.
Smooth like.
Wow.
Oh.
My song was for the older generation, and you have.
Sorry, I'm a Gen Z.
Oh. Okay.
You are abandoned.
You have abandoned Mr. Autolus himself. He is all alone in that old man wagon.
Old watchman.
All right, guys. I hope you guys were able to claim the codes because in the meantime, make sure that you guys have your Farlights prepared because we might reveal more codes later on. But for now, we're going to go off to a quick break. When we return, it's game number 3.
Lucinda's trade is only open to the first buyer who arrives. Capsuers, fight for your desire.
Let's go. Never back down, and I never run. Come in last place, that was never fun. Time to elevate.
Looks like we gotta make it harder. Let me see who's the lucky one.
I'ma let it go.
Let them taste the power of new vehicles.
Time to lose control.
Time to fly. I never
Time to
miss.
start the show. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, we gon' run it up. No days off.
Precision bombing.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Night, sweetheart.
One shot, so you better not miss.
Fire hazard. Emergency team, go!
Love doesn't just explode once.
Feel the gravity of fate.
One shot, so you better not miss.
propulsión. ¡Ah!
Tutti mortini,
Saco bomba contigo, granada por tuya contigo.
Distrutto.
That's all.
It's one in the corner. Nice. Brother's lost.
Nice going. Unlimited ammo. Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go, dude. That was sick, dude. I used my unlimited ammo, which is like the perfect squad wiping ability.
Hello everyone, and we are back dito sa ating FARLIGHT CUP Asia 2023 at kami pa rin ang inyong hugot tandem for tonight's Tagalog broadcast. My name is Queen Doyo, together with me is Aya Place at papunta na tayo sa ating ikatlong bakbakan.
Grabe. Third and last map for today. Katulad sinabi natin kanina, walang dominating team so far na talagang both maps ay kinuha. So, this third map will be the deciding factor kung sino nga kaya ang talagang tatapos ng laban.
Oo, and it's going to be very exciting because as expected, since this is going to be the last match, do or die na ito for majority of our teams dahil syempre meron tayong mga puntos na hinahabol.
O, kumbaga, kung sino yung sobrang magiging aggressive, they cannot be too complacent as well kasi baka mamaya sa sobrang aggression, baka doon sila matapos. So, let's see who will be aggressive and at the same time, kayang mag-keep up doon sa ibang teams.
Definitely. So, marami tayong aabangan for this final circle. Actually, I think medyo magiging hati ito, no? So, those teams that are currently on top, most likely, sila yung mag-iingat.
Yes.
Dahil meron sila mga puntos na pinangangalagaan. Whereas those at the bottom of the leaderboards, most likely, sila ngayon yung magiging agresibo because the goal is, syempre, yung malampasan nila yung points na meron yung nasa taas. And at the same time, eto na tayo sa ating crab mentality na tinatawag dahil syempre, kailangan na natin
Hilahan
manghila pababa para sila ang umangat.
Oo, pero ito na nga, no, speaking of hilahan pababa, malapit na silang maghilaan kasi may red light na at nagre-red alert na tayo dyan as we are gonna start the game in a bit. Mukhang mainit na mainit.
Oo, sobrang init. Kita-kita natin talagang naglalagab-lag dito. No? Talagang parang nasa engine tayo. Well, anyway, ayun na nga, medyo, tayo ulit. Medyo kagulatan tayo doon. Pero ayun na nga, no? We're going to start in a bit and dito natin makikita kung tama ba yung hula natin, if it's going to be an aggressive type of gameplay or passive type of gameplay. Depende sa mga players na meron tayo.
Depende kung ano yung kanilang gameplay na gustong i-pull off, kung ano yung mas papabor sa kanila. Kung mas okay bang magpakampante ng very, very light, tapos mamaya maging aggressive towards the end of the game. Katulad ng nangyari sa ating team number 10, na medyo tahimik sila na umpisa. Parang parang si Mami Oni lang yun.
Pero alam mo, I think we can compare it sa mga relationships. May hugot tayo, syempre, no?
Syempre, hugot
so,
tandem tayo
ang hugot ko dyan, tapos na tayo sa getting to know. Kasi yung getting to know natin, yung games 1 and 2. Now, dito natin malalaman kung aggressive type pa sila o kung passive. But anyway, kung kanina yung map number 2 natin, from south to north, this time from north to south tayo. So, dito naman tayo magkakaalaman dahil syempre, yung mga nasa north, sila naman yung unang magbababaan.
Grabe, parang panibagong mga teams yung nag-take ng ating kabilang mga areas. Sanctuary Tower is now taken by our team number 8. And the rest ay medyo magkakalayo. May sariling titulo na lupa. And speaking of, hindi pa sarili team number 4 and team number 1 as they are starting the battle very, very early. Team number 7, team number 12, team number 2 na dyan din. So medyo marami palang magkakalapit. Pero yung iba, talagang prenteng-prente pa sa mga oras na to. As Super MJ and the rest of the team for team number 7 is getting all the kills that they need. Uy, may sinugod agad si Tropa dito. Sinigasaan pa si Rads. Grabe naman yun. Mukhang hit and run ang magaganap at mukhang paalam muna kay Tropa doon.
Ito yung sinasabi natin, yung ating The Ninth Order, very aggressive as ever. So mukhang talagang sinusulit na nila yung kanilang momentum dito dahil doon sa previous games natin, nakikita natin, isa rin talaga sila sa nag-hunt for enemies. But here, as you can see with that stellar win right there, sinusubukan kung kaya bang pabagsakin ang kalaban ng problema. Medyo nakatago at medyo nahilo din ata sa kanyang view dito. Yan ang nangyayari sa'yo dyan. Pero Yuri natin dito, as you can see, mukhang medyo sinusubukang lumapit ng very, very light sa mga kalaban. Ang kagandahan yan, mukhang nagro-rotate na rin yung kanyang mga kakampi as we have Kosa right there. Pero mukhang mapapabagsak ang Kosa natin dito. Sinugod ba naman ng tatlo?
Grabe, biruin mo yun, mag-isa ka lang, ang dami mong kalaban at ngayon pa lang pupunta yung mga kasama mo. So that is a bit of a late of a backup, but let's see what they will do in front of our team number 6 as they are pushing them right now. Mukhang nakakabawi naman ng very, very light. Uy, kabilang ko pa pala to. Our team number 11, they are starting off with that battle. 2 kills sa mga ito. Mukhang na-EMP, na-hack sila. Yung tropa nating Cypher and damn, she is here. And that will be 1 player out for team number 6.
And as you can see, meron na nga tayong Reaper coming from our The Ninth Order. Si Tupac natin doon. Tingnan natin kung... Oh, yun nga eh. Actually, gusto ko sana siyang hamunan ng palakasan.
Toyo versus Tupac.
Toyo versus Tupac. Doon tayo magkakaalaman. Pero tingnan natin yun with our team number 11 na medyo malapit sa ating team number 9. Kung magkakaroon ba tayo ng bakbakan dito. But as you can see, looks like they are now getting ready with the vehicles that they have. Mukhang magagamit talaga ito mamaya. And that's the good thing about this game. Yung ating vehicles, kagaya nga na lagi kong sinasabi, it's not just for the ease of mobility, kagaya nga ng nabanggit mo. You can use it as a weapon as well. Kaya naman napakahalaga talaga ng pagsisecure ng
Saka grabe dito, no? That addition of vehicles and katulad sinabi mo na nakaka-damage, grabe yung kaninang naging ipitan eh. So ngayon, pwede ulit nilang gawin yung ganun type of gameplay for as long as yung kanilang vehicles ay full health pa at full life.
Definitely.
Kung hindi man, kailangan nilang i-restore para mas maging handa sa ating mga laban mamaya. Pero speaking of handa, lahat sila ay naghahanda pa muna sa ating mga bakbakan, getting all the shields that they will be needing. Kasi katulad nga rin sa team number 10, Rison Esports, their advantage earlier was that full and maxed shield. So ngayon, that could be, that should be the priority of our teams. Get all the shields that they can para mas maging okay yung defense.
Right. And for the previous games kasi, if you have noticed, maaga eh, yung bakbakan natin. But right now, taking a look at the map, oo, tahimik, magkakahiwalay. Now, the problem here is that majority of them are in the southern portion of our map. So, meaning to say, medyo magiging magulo pagpasok ng ating circle dahil maaaring sabay-sabay sila ng magiging pagpasok. Especially since ilang teams yung nasa baba natin with only a couple doon sa ating northern portion ng ating map or ng ating circle. So, naku, mukhang aabangan talaga natin yung madugong bakbakan na yan at malalaman natin kung kaninong diskarte ba ng pagpasok ang magiging.
Kanino nga kayang diskarte ang mga ibabaw and katulad din na sinabi mo, do or die na to eh. Pero iba parang medyo mas tahimik pa muna. Kasi nga, kailangan
Mark
nilang...
muna sila.
Kailangan muna nilang maging katulad ni Mark kasi malamang sa malamang pag na-early sila, wala silang pagkakataon para makabawi. So now they're taking their sweet time. Pero amidst this vision erosion is the battle versus team number 7 and 14 at sinalubong sa Ember doon. Mga bala ni Glock si Kid at mukhang sinundan pa yung isa nating tropa doon pa sa bubong natapos ang kanyang buhay. And I think merong babalik para ipaghigante yung kanilang mga tropa. But will he be able to do that
Oy,
successfully? Humarap dito sa mga tropa nating napakataas pa ng kanilang shield. And that will be not a good entry for him. Ngayon, susunod pa si Super MJ. Ano kaya gagawin ni Super MJ? Will he be a superhero for his teammates? Or will that be the end?
Pero fast too soon.
Talagang too fast too soon.
Medyo mahirap, no? Ang hirap kasi, just like what we have been talking about, di ko alam kung din or die na ba nila or whatever it is was going on right there. Pero masabi ko, parang maling diskarte na parang kaka-eliminate lang sa inyo. Alam mo, merong shield yan eh. Oo, nanggigil kayo kaagad. And so, I don't think that was the right strategy at that very moment. Pero I'm not sure if meron pang natitira sa kanila for them to attempt to revive their other teammates. Pero hindi pa rin natatapos ang ating bakbakan sa that EMP shock right there. Dos natin dito, umaatake na parang 2-4-2. Tingnan natin kung abutan pa yung mga kalaban. Pero uy, medyo maagang bakbakan na nangyari doon. Pero meron pang malapit dito. Nakarinig. Atay na nga habang nagsashopping, inabutan. Pero dos natin dito, hindi alam kung saan tututok at nadali ng ating fanboy dito.
Grabe yung paglipad doon. Saktong-sakto, lumagpas eh. Nagulat si pare natin. Ngayon naman si Yonwoo talagang kumukulit. So that's a good strategy for him to go around the map at hindi siya makikita agad-agad. Pero ang hindi na rin nakita yung tropa na nasa likod.
Ayun na nga. At kitang-kita naman natin dito. Tamang shopping lang muna si Stricto natin dito. Nagiging stricto na rin siya pagdating sa ating bakbakan. Pero mukhang medyo malayo pa yung ibang kalaban. Pero si boss natin, nandito pa rin pala. Ito na nga, sinubukan na naman. Ito na naman ang panibagong challenge between these two teams. Sinusubukan mong kaya Commander. At naku, mukhang magkakadalihan na nga tayo dito. At nagkatalunan tayo. Medyo kumalma ng very, very light. Makakapag-revive pa pero hindi pa rin tapos. As meron pa rin talagang kumukulit.
Talagang kumukulit yung ating mga koponan. Wala na. Grabe yun, ang wala na. Sila ang nawala na dito sa ating mapa at nabura. Hindi natatapos basta-basta yung laban and there are challengers. And speaking of challenger, Butcher takes that Butcher into play na dali niya yung isa nating player na kanina pa may kalaban, hindi pa nakakapag-reset. Kumbaga medyo shaken up pa sila tapos sumali pa yung ating mga tropa dito.
Oo, tamang gamit lang muna ng springboard dito with our team number 7 naman na nakikipagbakbakan din. Hinagis na yung kanyang EMP shockdown. Tingnan natin kung magagamit ba to the best of his ability. Pero ang ating player pala ng team number 4 dito mukhang nakapag-reset pa sila. As you can see, buhay pa rin sila, I think sila MJ ata to, if I'm not mistaken, sila Super MJ. But here we have team number 12 na, ayun na nga, may kanya-kanyang kuha ng sasakyan dito. Nagkakahabulan na tayo, nagkakaipunan na rin ng shields. At the same time, mukhang kakatapos na ng bakbakan at ganun kabilis from 14 squads. 8 na lang agad yung natira. Like, we did not even notice that happening. Parang sobrang bilis talaga na naging pangyayari. And I guess that's what's expected tuwing last game na.
Oh, talagang ina-expect natin na bakbakan kung bakbakan eh. Lalo-lalo na kung medyo nandun ka nga sa second part of our leaderboards at medyo mababa yung mga puntos. Talagang gagawin mo lahat. Pero syempre, minsan hindi natin nakakalkula lahat ng risk at yun nga yung kanilang nagiging katapusan. Pero for now, hindi pa natatapos ang laban para sa ating 8 teams and they are doing their best para mahabol yung mga puntos na hindi nila nakuha ng previous games. Pero for our other team, mukhang nagkakabawasan na naman doon yung ating mga tropa. At Reaper ay napatay si Tupac. Naku, challenge na naman dito ni Toyo.
Mas malakas ang Tupac ni Toyo. Ano, yun ang our team number 5 right here. Just getting ready because they know that team number 1 is just right around the corner. At ayun na nga, no ammo na. Medyo kalmahan mo ang iyong puso dito. Pero babe cutie natin dito, nagpapaka-babe dito sa itaas. Tamang mukhang lang dito, nagsasunbathing lang siya dito sa taas. Kasi sila sinda natin, ready for the summer eh. Kahit kakatapos na katag-ulan na, talagang bumabakbak pa rin dito. Pero yun na nga, team number 5 naman natin dito, talaga nakikipag-abangan lang din. Pero ang kagandahan dyan, pasok na sila sa ating circle.
Oh, hindi lang masyadong kailangan kumembot at okay na okay sila dyan. Pero ang problema, yung mga papasok, malamang sa malamang gusto nilang makakuha ng place inside of what they are taking right now. So that means they could be displaced or kung sila ba ang mang-displace doon sa mga papasok pa lang. And now with 7 teams left, medyo malapit na nating malaman kung sino nga kaya ang mananalo dito sa ating bakbakan. Pero Team 6 natin, mga Fatals, papasok pa lang ng ating circle. They are enduring a bit of that zone. Meron din silang mga kasalubong. Team number 4 in front of them, right now, kita mo naman mukhang magkakaroon tayo ng habulan moments. Pero for Butcher, gagawin niya kayang habulin yung ating tropa o iiwas mo?
Oo, that's the question right here. Pero eto na nga yung sinasabi natin, no? May mga uri ng paghabol na gusto natin at may mga paghabol na ayaw natin dito. Pero tingnan natin kung too fast ba talaga yung ating team number 4 doon. Pero mukhang natakasan ang mga bala ni Butcher natin dito. Pero hindi pa rin talaga magpapaawa. Tingnan natin kung hahabulin ba. Ayun na nga, bumanggang sa puno. Yung ating kaibigan dito, kung totoong buhay yan. Ako, medyo na-aksidente na tayo dito. Pero mabuti na lamang, malakas yung ating paninindigan at kapit dito sa ating Farlight 84. Pero mukhang tamang kuha lang muna ng pwesto as they're going for that car play. At mukhang hinahanap kung saan ba ang tamang pwesto para sa kanila.
O mukhang hanapan ng magandang pwestuhan as they are outside of that next circle, mas kailangan nilang isipin at strategize yung kanilang mga pwestuhan. Kailangan nilang i-weigh kung saan ba yung medyo walang mga players or walang mga teams that are taking that spot and at the same time, pasok na pasok lang sa ating bilog. But what is difficult and challenging with the next circle is that hinahati ng water. So that means mas onti pa yung kanilang place na iti-take. And this is being taken by our team number 4 nasa ilalim ng bridge. A strategic place as well, pero ang mahirap dito pag napuntahan ka ng kalaban, medyo maiipit ka rin talaga.
Oo. I think it's really playing it safe dun sa kanyang strategy no? Kumbaga, tamang cap at its finest or at its prime talaga ang ginagawa niya doon. But I guess he has no choice. I mean, if you're the only one left, wala nang rason para yung lumaban ka at paging agresibo kung ikaw na lang mag-isa. Sabi nga nila, di ba, pag ikaw na lang ang lumalaban, wala nang bitawan mo na, wala nang punto pa. Pero mukhang ginagawa niya lang doon tamang hintay-hintay lang dahil sabi nga niya mukhang comeback is reload na, sabi nila. Pero tignan natin dito with the 7 squads that we have left. Yung ating squad number 5 dito, isang elimination point pa lamang ang kanilang secure with the purple shields right there na hindi pa ganun katibay na magiging pundasyon kung sakaling gusto nilang lumaban.
O talagang hindi pa yan ganun katibay dahil nga lalong-lalo na kung full shields na yung kalaban mo, that would be a bit soft compared to your opponents. So they have to be vigilant as well. Pero for Babe Cutie, kanina pa siya nagsisunbaiting dito. In fairness naman, no? Hindi siya umaalis sa kanyang pwesto because probably as well, mukhang feeling nila safe sila dyan dahil nasa loob ng circle, pero china-challenge sila ngayon ng ating team number 12. Mukhang nadadamage yung kanilang mga shield at mukhang gusto nilang mag-push as they are gonna take that same spot.
At kita-kita natin with the 7 squads that we have, very confined na talaga yung space for our players. Yung siksikan between Team 6, 5, and 12. Idagdag mo pa yung nag-iisa sa ating Team 4 at Team 1. Talagang siksik. Kung siksik talaga, medyo mahirap gumalaw sa ganitong klaseng circle, Aya. Dahil, syempre, hindi mo na alam kung saan ka ba tututok, hindi mo alam kung saang angulo ka ba ma-open, and so kailangan talaga very much aware sila sa kanilang surroundings.
Kailangan talaga very, very aware. And of course, they need to acknowledge what they are gonna do next kasi VJ so dito together with the rest of our team number 5, umalis na sila sa kanina pa nila pinupwestuhan kasi alam nila na pwede silang ipitin doon ng ating team number 12 and our team number 6 as well. So they're taking this compound and moving a bit forward, papasok lang ng ating circle. So going for that scout ang ating mga tropa para alamin kung saan yung mga pwede lang iwasan or kalabanin kung gusto nilang harapin yung ating engagement. And for the moment, they are all being very careful kasi nga lumiliit na naman yung bilog at malamang sa malamang agawan na to ng question.
Oo, medyo matagal no yung ating labanan ngayon. So
Exactly.
most likely yung mga natitirang teams natin dito, ito yung mga talaga naghahabol pa ng puntos. Kasi kanino ba tayo 7 teams? I mean, remember when we went down from 14 teams down to 8? Yun yung mabilis talaga. Pero ngayon, mukhang talagang slow burn. Ika nila. Bagala natin. Tapos tayo bumakbak pagdating sa dulo. But right now, squads number 5 and 12, tamang abangan lamang sa isa't isa pero walang nagpapakita.
Grabe, talagang hindi ka magpapakita pag ganito You not want to compromise your position. Kasi pag nakita ka, yung buong team madadamay sa mga pwestuhan nyo dyan. Pero as we are just a few seconds away into that search zone closing, masishaken up na naman yung ating mga tropa. Kasi kailangan mo nalang umikot bago pumasok. Kasi pag umentry silang diretso, welcomein sila ng ating kabilang teams.
Correct. Pero, medyo nainip ako Bakit ganito ka ba? Ganito this time? Oo, kasi maliit na lang yung circle natin kung tutuusin. So, ibig sabihin, wala talagang lumalabas sa kanika nilang mga lungga. Talagang waiting game tayo dito. sometimes, patience is a virtue.
Wow.
Pero sa panahon ngayon, patience is a talent. Pero eto na nga mukhang nagkaubusan na ng pasensya ang ating mga manlalaro dito. At medyo, ayun na nga, nagkahiko pa na nga tayo. EMP shop na naman ang ating nagilabanan dito. Pero na-shotgun, baby! Ang ating kalaban dito, nagkagulatan tayo. One-hit delete malala ang kasalukuyang nangyayari.
Grabe talagang na one-hit delete ng ating mga tropa coming from that shotgun. Dito mo talaga makikita kung gaano kalupit yung isang hot, isang shield, yung isang hit lamang. Pero si Babe Cutie na naman nagpo-push. Pero ngayon siya naman tamaan ng mga bala at mukhang matatapos na rin ang kanyang buhay. At meron pang kabilang kupunan na nandyan lamang sa may Gedli. Ano ito pa nga? Yun na isa. At mukhang nagkaroon ng surprise attack. Nagkatalo na nagkado siya at naubos ang ating team number 6.
Ayun na nga, no, they were very patient dun sa umpisa and then minsan talaga may mga bagay na sa umpisa lang talaga, no? Ayun na nga. At dahil dyan, nabawasan na tayo ng isang squad finally, no? Yes. Medyo matagal yung naging bawasan natin doon. But the battle is far from over. If you take a look at our minimap, we are now getting ready for the next circle kung saan mas pinaliit na naman at mas pinalakas panigurado ang damage dun sa labas ng ating circle. Kaya naman kailangan mabilis magdesisyon yung ating mga manlalaro para lang sa ganun hindi na sila maipit. But another one bites the dust as we have another squad that was eliminated.
Grabe, ito na yung inaabangan natin na kanina medyo matagal yung mga action, ngayon bumibilis na as the circle is getting smaller and smaller. Wala silang choice. They are forced to battle out each other before proceeding to the next circle. And that will be happening once again dahil papasok na naman sila, nagtatago lang sa likod muna ng mga bato at mga puno kasi alam nila, pag nag-push sila dyan, maraming mga matang nakatingin sa kanila.
Right, and again, this is a numbers game at the end of the day. Kaya meron tayong mga nakikitang sinusubukan pang mag-revive ng kakampi. Dahil syempre pagdating ng ating final circle, doon tayo magkakaalaman at doon tayo tunay na magkakaroon ng bakbakan. But with all the vehicles that our players have prepared right here, tingnan natin kung magagamit pa ng maayos. Kasi minsan, regardless of what you have, pero wait lang, yung squad number 4 natin dito, magaling pumuesto. At nagpunta sa tent. Literal na nag-camp dito sa ating tent. So tingnan natin kung gaano katagal pa ba ang kanyang hihintayin. But so far, looks like he's right inside. Medyo kinakabahan ako. Meron malapit sa kanya. Pero tahimik lang talaga siyang parang si Mark.
Kahimik lang talaga siya para si Mark, pero we have here the absolute gravity of Lucinda. Binabattle na yung team number 10 versus team number 1 and West Yuri goes down. Yulob dito mukhang nabuff pa ng kanyang tropa kaya medyo bumibilis ang kanyang galawan, pero syempre palitan na ng bala at skills ang ating tinitignan. Kaden is also preparing for another battle, pero hinihintay nilang papasok yung kabilang kapunan. Of course, they are not being challenged right now, pero mukhang si tropa nating tahimik lang na Mark, mukhang mapapalaban. Dumadaan sa kanyang harapan. Wala siyang time. Nagkakagulatan! At mukhang ngayon na kakagat dito sa ating trap. Mukhang matatrap si tropa nating Gadja. Mukhang matatapos na rin ang kanyang buhay. At least he did his best to be quiet up until the end.
I think it was very expected na kapag naspotan siya, that's going to be the end of the line for him, especially since squad number 14 is a complete squad right there. Pero ayun na nga, with the 4 teams that we have left, eto na kanya-kanyang banggaan na naman ang ginagawa natin dito, taking advantage of the springboard right there. Mukhang medyo nakakahigo pa na tayo dito with that smoke bomb na meron tayo. They're using it as a way to defend themselves and also a way to be able to attack enemies dahil alam naman natin, it's toxic sa mga kalaban. Pero sa scan na ginawa dito ng ating team number 10, manahanap yung ating team number 14 at medyo nagkakalog yan sa pwestuhan dahil yung ating team number 14 ay nandoon sa labas sa may
Grabe, 3 teams na lang yung ating tinignan. Going for that crash, going for that push is our team 14. Jenny Dagad mo ang natapilok ng very, very light as Axel is preparing for that shield. Dahil ngayon, ipupush sila, iipitin sila sa pwestuhan at mukhang may ipit nga sila talaga dyan because they have 3 players on that same level. And now, si Voxes, mukhang tinapos na rin yung buhay ng ating kabilang team. And now, Yulo, biniikutan, team for 6 versus team number 10. Who will win this battle amidst this vision erosion? Kaliwat kanan yung ating engagements, nagkakabagsakan. Voxes will go down as well. Kaden going for that fly and he is receiving damage as well. Broken na kanyang shield na iipit sa ating
last guy.
And that will be for our Risen Esports.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's back-to-back.
Oh, yes.
It's a back-to-back victory for that squad. And grabe yung buhusan ng abilities,
Grabe.
no? Imagine, I saw vision erosion, meron tayong EMP shock, meron tayong
Absolute
smoke
gravity.
bomb, absolute gravity. Talagang lahat nandun na, no? So, it's really being able to use the correct skill at
Yeah.
the right time.
Perfect.
Kumbaga, meron talagang timing lahat ng bagay. And
Talaga.
nagamit naman ng maayos for the final circle.
Talagang, lalong-lalo na medyo matagal yung CD ng ating ibang skills. So,
Correct.
katulad sinabi mo, kailangan talagang perfect timing. Kasi pag nagamit mo siya medyo maaga, you will need to wait for a long time at baka hindi na yun maging optimal para doon sa ating bakbak. So, that was a very good battle. Na-enjoy ko yun kahit medyo
Oo.
tumagal tayo ng very, very light na sa 7 teams.
Actually.
Pero sunod-sunod na coming from that point.
Ang tagal talaga natin sa umpisa. I mean, kagaya nga na sinabi natin, medyo nag-alam, Mami Oni talaga yung iba.
Oo,
Tahimik lang
sa
sa umpisa.
umpisa.
Ang tagal bago sila naghanapan. Pero again, pag para sa'yo, para sa'yo. Kaya naman, kita natin yung ating squad number 10, yung Risen Esports nga natin, or yung team natin na yun, sa kanila pa rin talaga yung ating victory. Sabi nga nila, kahit gano'ng katagal lang hintayin mo, pag para sa'yo, para sa'yo.
Grabe, ang daming baon ng aking hugot partner dito. Dito na naman, of course, for our hugot tandem, medyo maraming binaon si
Oo,
Tropa.
pinaghandaan ko talaga itong araw na
yan.
to.
Talagang mukhang nag-enjoy din yung ating viewers. Of course, we reach, I believe, a lot of viewers. Kaya meron tayong mga pa-surprise sa kanila, milestone for our viewers. So once again, thank you sa lahat ng mga nanood. Pero, syempre, hindi pa tapos. Gusto nating pag-usapan ano nga kaya yung mga naganap dito kanina. Pero, ikaw, ano yung favorite part mo doon sa ating previous game?
Ako yung final match na. Kasi kumbaga doon na natin nakita na binuhos talaga ng mga players natin. Lahat-lahat. Just like what we said, majority of them actually played it safe during the final match. Kaya ang tagal nung 7 squads natin doon. Kasi nga, meron tayong mga puntos na hinahabol. And that's a good thing about that. Talagang alam nila, kumbaga, it's about taking that risk. But not just any risk. It needs to be calculated.
Yes. Pero katulad sinabi mo, grabe pala magmahal, binibigay lahat.
Oo,
Grabe.
syempre naman.
Pero syempre, dahil medyo napapadami na ang hugot namin dito ng aming hugot tandem, thank you so much sa lahat ng nanood natin Tagalog broadcast. Of course, our English broadcast as well. That has been our Farlight Cup. We have been your casters. I plays together with Queen Toyo. At mukhang titignan muna natin at papakinggan ano nga kayang masasabi ng ating panel.
Our casters here on the panel, we're gonna be breaking down a lot of stuff once again.
Yep.
But I want to start things off with discussing who your top 3 is. After seeing the 3 maps that we played today, I want to know who is your top 3, ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentleman.
Okay.
Well, I want to go first.
Go ahead.
Before Osiris.
Thus,
Oh.
I'm Callie now.
At least Bibimbap has also double E.
Close enough. There we
Close
go.
enough. So, yeah. I want to go start off with Ryzen. Yes, they are on the top spot, but then they are just really consistent on dropping on the same spot, but they have been really formidable knowing where to pick on their fights. And then I want to talk about Lethal as well. They're also so far from the zone, but they can make things work. But then last but not least, I think we have, I'm checking on my list. It's Tyrant Dogs, since they have finally dropped in Carnivate.
Oh, the first one to drop at Carnivale, but I'll go with Dishband.
Okay.
Dishband, Le Savage, and then Fanboys.
Okay. I am a mix and match of your 3 selected teams to kind of highlight. I'm also for Dishbands and Le Savage because I saw the kills from these guys.
Yeah.
They're so consistent throughout all of
Definitely.
the maps. But I'm gonna go with Ryzen, of course. These guys just won their games, and they're so good at being consistent. And I love how HG actually mentioned how they're so confident, which we can see here at the map. They're so confident to kind of separate their ways and then regroup later on. But I think that they have their rotation calculated to a T.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to check everyone, as what also Honeyglaze told, that there are a lot of squads that a bit separated. Lethal, you have also Risen, you also have, well, way back from previous maps as well, wherein they're going to take the part behind the Taza Rod, but this time it's a bit empty, or is it just them having an early rotation? So I believe that this is probably a new meta wherein you separate yourselves from the pack.
Yeah, it's just going to give you a lot of loot and loadout, especially on the latter stages of the game, wherein you can just stay put if ever there's some kind of casualties already happening in between squads already near the place. So you can just go in and third party since you have enough loadout, you have enough guns and firepower to finish out everyone who is not expecting you to go in for the third party.
And I think that's also the thing that kind of puts fanboys in a tough spot as they are consistently dropping at Sunflower Shopping Mall. But you can see that 2 squad are in contention with them, and a possible rotation also with a single member coming in from Risen, who also dropped to the mansion, who's just securing another vehicle for them.
It's also very risky when you think about it. When you're sure that you can see when you're dropping down that somebody's trailing behind you. They're also trying to contest the spot that you're at. But of course, we know that the instant respawn is such a game changer for these early clashes. There's so much that can happen. You think that you have the man advantage because you took down 1, 2, 3 players, but in the end, they come back. And sometimes they come back and take over your squad. But let's talk about the star of the show today. Risen or Ryzen, however you guys want to pronounce it. We'll find out soon enough how the correct pronunciation for this team is. But oh my goodness, Osiris, these guys came back to back. And not only that, they are so consistent with their mechanics over here.
Yeah, and we are not seeing any nowhere from top 3 of the previous winner, which is Fanboys and other teams as well. But you can see that Risen is consistent in terms even on kills. They were able to rack up as many kills, as many points, securing top 1. And you can see also the flawless absolute gravity that they kept on going at any team fight.
Well, I just gotta say, wherever the circle is, wherever their rotation may be, they just made it out flawlessly. They know what to do next on their rotations. They know that they are really confident taking on their fights, even though that they have already dropped in really separate positions. But then, it didn't matter.
You know what I noticed, though, is that as these maps progressed, or as our games progressed, this is game number 3, obviously, I can see that some of the teams are starting to get more confident in engaging in those gunfights. They're getting their kills in, which we didn't see in the first game that we saw in Sunset City. So I'm really glad that they're stepping it up, and there's just this level of comfort. Do you guys believe that first day jitters is real?
Yeah, I got jitters earlier, so.
That's fair, that's fair.
Living Proof is Honey Glaze, and definitely the teams right now, as we are seeing also that Les Savage, even though they were able to rack up kills from map 1 to map 2, felt like they slowed down, sitting on a top 7 with how many kills already, and then same with Fanboys, and even Dish. All of them are sitting on the lower part of the echelon of their standings, and it feels like they are not in the mood to finish this strong.
We have so much of a problem for Lethal. Those they are on the bottom side or on the bottom part of our list, but yeah, they always drop on a safe space, but unfortunately there's no one to contest, there's no one to go in for the kills, no points given if ever you don't find anyone to kill.
So does it mean that playing safe isn't really favorable for now, right? Because they kept on dropping at Sanctuary Tower, no resources, no contestation, but still ended up on the last place.
I mean, we can't forget that even in the ACC, we saw that dropping at Sanctuary Tower isn't
Just
exactly
so
the most optimal drop point in the map, because in order to get to the circle in the first place, you have to drop by or pass by so many squads, and that can either be a make or break for you. If you're very good with your mechanics, then good for you. You get more kill points. But if you're not as confident quite yet or not as coordinated with the rest of your team, then it can spell trouble for you guys. But here at the highlights, we do see that some of the teams are starting to get their coordination together, and they're starting to kind of analyze how the teams are approaching these gunfights.
Yeah, you can see a lot of, in terms of their lineup, team fight centric. Lucinda again and again. Cypher is there, and even Sunil. I mean, we are rotating only with 4 to 5 type of capsulers that we are seeing. So I think it says a lot how we give a huge emphasis on taking those fights easily.
You know, you may lose the fight close counters when you have the EMP shock, and then there's the incendiary bam, and then followed up with the shotguns by that Lucinda. It's just so annoying since there's a lot of AoE, and then there's also the follow-up or the buff given by Sunil, especially that you have the ultimate and the mobility to do so.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I love the utility shuffle that we're seeing. I love how they're able to just utilize their toolkits over here. But I would still love to see more variety. I want to see my likable duck-sideable. What was it called again?
Like a
ball, right?
Like
I
a
want to see
ball.
that. I mean, Duckside had a rework too. Show him some love, please.
Yeah, and not even a sign of watchman or captain or any of the like apart from the defenses, you can only expect Ember, and then that's it.
Yeah. What I can also see is that Darkseid can be useful, especially on that kind of off situation that everything is just close counters.
It really is close counters. And in the very end, Ryzen Esports still stuck to what they knew, which is having all of that crowd control happening within their area. And of course, the buff from Sunil to really lock things down. I mean, the hologram guide, so good. When you know how to engage fights, you're just gonna pop that up, put the springboard down, and make sure that you kind of cover all of your bases, all of the corners, and just surround your enemies.
Yeah, the thing is about the hologram guide is you can use it as an initiation without
Exactly.
any, like it's a low risk for the reason that all of the ultimates from other members, you need the prior information. But if you have an hologram guide, it gives you movement speed, it gives you damage. So despite of them not having enemies, or if someone surprises you, you're still getting the upper hand.
Yeah, especially on close counters. We've been talking about it, but then it's just really working favorable of them since they have the utilities and skill sets to do so.
You know what I want to ask you guys though, because this is the first day of our Farlight Cup again. So we kind of established what are like the meta that some of the players or some of the squads are trying to establish over here. But do you think that there will be changes in the weeks to come? Do you think we'll see more scouts, more snipers, other heroes perhaps? What do you think is going to happen next week?
Yeah, I think so. It may be really do change on the following week. I mean, really seeing Lucinda and Cyber inseparable in our full 3 games. But yeah, I'm hoping more on the Maggie this time since again they have the mobility. We've been talking about mobility a lot since we have Sunil, we have the springboard up and coming. So why not use Young and then Maggie? So cover up a lot of damage and cover up a lot of space immediately with their mobility.
Yeah, it's fairly different that we saw less of a Maggie, no Phantom, no Young. So I think we are still in development of how the meta will be progressing all throughout this month.
Don't worry, if we don't have Young or no Maggie, not enough Maggies at least.
Yeah?
Don't worry, guys, because we do have giveaways.
Yay! The consistent.
See, look at the energy just uplift instantly when we hear the word giveaway. Let's take a look at our viewer milestone rewards, or as Osiris would like to call it,
The likable, unlockable.
Hey! Look at that!
Skin.
No, not yet. We're at the bar 95. We're too advanced.
Not
I
yet.
know you were hoping. Wait. Did you change your hairstyle?
Yeah, I did. It did not close on to the Sienna skin.
I feel like if you didn't change your hairstyle, we could have been a little bit closer.
Close.
But yeah, you guys are super awesome. We reached 5,000 viewers on our day 1 of Farlight Cup. Our viewers are insane.
Yeah.
They're too good.
They are.
Yeah. Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna show the code? Oh wow.
Oh.
I'll do it.
It's like a stern.
I got it. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. The code is here. Woo! And it's
Ultra. Ultra.
That was so fast. Ultra instinct.
Ultra instinct. I thought it's plus ultra.
That was so fast. So yeah, if you guys got that, only the top or the first 5 rather claimers can get that pretty bar 95 skin. So let's see. If you see someone in your lobby that's using that skin, would you run away? I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm scared of snipers. I told this earlier before the first game happened. It's combined usually with a Phantom.
Exactly.
Yeah. We may not have much of a Phantom, but definitely Bar should be out there within this month. I am still waiting.
Do you think that we're gonna see more scouts next week? Like based on what we saw in today's performances, should we have more scouts next week?
I wanted to go for more scout with a Cypher and Phantom, especially that we are seeing a lot of defenders, but no one has really been amplifying the possibilities of having a Phantom and Sunil buff and then pop heads for more solid damage. Remember that having a purple or a golden magazine can definitely take down someone with one hit of a bar 95. So that's something that we want.
Don't remind me.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's something that we can look forward to.
Oh, okay. I'm really looking forward to that too. You know, I'm looking at you right now, and you kind of remind me of Young. Maybe if you put your hair up a little bit. No, because I think it's the blazer that's giving the Young energy.
vibe.
Yeah, right. You can see it too. Yeah,
Yeah,
or maybe your hair up a little bit, then we'll have Young.
Jetpack, a huge jetpack.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you kind of use your ultimate over here, we'll get scanned. All right, folks. But that is it for today's panel segment, and of course for today's day number 1 of FARLIGHT Cup. It has been an eventful day, to say the least, and we had so much fun in our panel host. And of course, the casters had so much fun again. So we hope to see you guys next time over here at FARLIGHT Cup. Once again, it has been likable.
Handig Lazy the double E.
And Osai Riz.
Yeah, and we will see you guys again next week for more FARLIGHT Cup action. This has been us again. And thank you guys so much for sharing the stream, inviting your friends, and of course for supporting FARLIGHT 84 and all of the action that we guys have to offer to you guys. This has been us. Good night and thank you.